Round one. Fight!
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Tier Ranker Fights. This is episode 19. We're going to be ranking the best action movie heroes of all time. So we got a pretty awesome panel tonight. So we'll kind of break it down a little bit and tell you how everything works. So we'll just start with my co-host for tonight. We got Austin Pez Howell. He's coming from live from a little secluded hotel somewhere in Kentucky. He's on a little vacation. So yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, middle of vacation, seeing this natural sights in Western Kentucky and Bowling Green. So I'm out on the hotel patio, getting a Wi-Fi signal so I can go live tonight. But I'm happy to be here.
Right on. And then we got Kaiser. How you doing?
Well, the cops are coming for me like they normally are. So if I gotta, Zip, if I gotta go early, you know where I keep the bail money. Come get me out, okay?
That's a deal.
Yep. Sounds about right. And then Eric Zipper, how you doing?
Doing all right, just taking a break from taking a break. So here I am.
Right on. And then we got our fourth cohort here. We got Strange Wang coming in. How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on, guys?
The Marauder. Wang, it's been a minute, brother. We ain't seen in a while. What you been doing? What you been up to?
It has been a minute. I've been hustling, man.
Gucci
Gucci got me into that Bitcoin and then Dogecoin.
Okay.
And then I fucked up on that and sold all my Dogecoin. That shit went up to 11 cents. So I was like,
right.
Yeah, man. YouTube videos and hustling. That's it.
When Gucci's on, he's on. When he's off, you might find yourself out in the woods with no shoes, just walking around for 3 days. So
that's fact. That's fact.
Yeah. We got Tom Dagnino hopefully joining us fashionably late as usual. We'll see when he pops in, or if he pops in.
And if he does, God only knows where he'll be coming to us from, right? He'll somehow be in the middle of a snowstorm.
Right. Yep.
I will confirm that the man has been working his tail off the last couple of weeks on a commercial. So he's hustling home every night, late night, but he's putting the time in. But I think we'll see him eventually. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. He seems excited to talk some action heroes here. So I'm gonna throw up some rules. We got some kind of loose rules to just kind of help things run a little smoother, So
rules
on the screen, yeah.
So the hell kind of rules.
So you'll see. So
it's more like a structure rather than rules.
Yeah, more like a way to keep it from being chaotic, So
you got the right four guys when you want to implement some structure into your program.
Right?
Yeah, Kaiser does really well with rules.
Right.
Right. So I'll just read them. Let's have a good, clean fight. Please do not talk or shout over each other. Please do be respectful of
Good
others'
luck with
opinion.
that.
Yeah, right. Each person will take turns to select a movie for ranking. The person who select the movie will have up to 2 minutes to explain which tier they think it should go in and why. All other participants will then each have 1 minute to say whether they agree or disagree and may suggest a new ranking. And the host, that'll be me, will decide on a ranking that averages out everyone's opinion and then ask if the proposed ranking is acceptable. And at that point, we can have a little debate, just kind of. So that's basically how it works. So I'll just bring up the tier chart here, and you can kind of see what we're working with. Give me one quick second. Bring it up.
Kaiser, you muted.
Kaiser, do you know that you're muted?
I'm muted.
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would prefer I stay muted for a good portion of this show. Wouldn't you agree?
Now, Kaiser,
Josh
were
Mouth
they
is
clear that
musically
we're
my
not
ear.
just ranking? We're not just
What's
ranking 50 Kurt Russell performances. There are other characters on this list. You know that,
That's
right?
why I figured it's been expanded to John Carpenter. And speaking of tough
Oh,
guys,
wow,
in
he's
John
here.
Carpenter
Yeah.
films,
We got the old Tom
Oh,
Dagnino
man.
joining us. How you doing?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Gucci?
You know, I'm just a
I
real
thought he was
life
talking
action
from the
hero.
shower for a second.
I'm just a real life action hero, guys.
yeah.
Wow, we
What
got
do you
Harry
like?
Zipper, we got Strange Wang, we got Kaiser, we got who else is there? I can't see.
Got Austin Pez, Howell. That's my
Okay, everybody else.
co-host.
Couple motherfuckers you don't know. That's who's up there.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with
Well,
that.
actually, Tom does know me in a way that he might not remember, but I gave him a gift in Atlanta at the last Schmodown event before COVID. I gave him the win a Goldfish Now hat that he's rocked every
Dude.
now and then.
Now I remember that.
That
Okay,
guy.
now I remember.
I'm that guy.
Now I remember. I
Mhm.
love it, dude. I still
So
wear
you-
that hat.
Oh yeah.
I wear that hat to the
So
Asian
you
massage
indirectly
parlors.
kind of know me.
There you go.
Someone
That
also
works.
gave him some brass knuckles that night. I remember that was a sweet gift.
That was a good
man.
one too.
Gift that keeps on giving right there.
Gucci, I figured we had to get Wang in for this one. We ain't seen Wang in a minute. I
Wang's the
definitely,
fucking best, dude. He
been a
knows
minute.
everything about action heroes. He's a real
That's
action
right.
hero too. He's the biggest
For real.
action hero in South Carolina, no question.
Right.
Yeah, he's got it. He knows what he's doing out there. He's a legend in South Carolina. I'll be in South Carolina in June, Wayne. We got to meet up.
Facts. We definitely will.
Yeah.
We might
do
both
it.
get arrested, but it'd be worth it, right?
Well, no, that's cool. We want to get arrested. I mean, who doesn't want to get arrested anymore?
Well,
I mean, that's
it's like
kind
you
of stuff
said.
I want to do on a consistent basis, you know?
It's like you said, white collar crimes only, right?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, if you do a blue collar crime, you're a loser.
We're gonna
White-collar
rank
crime is
the
the
best
only way to go.
cinematic. We're gonna rank the best cinematic white collar crimes next week. But this week,
Yep. Right.
Oh, sorry. I mean, because I could throw it off.
you think?
Well, I was also thinking we should do a little kind of thing where we name like 5 action movies, and you know, it's like who would play the character better, me or Kaiser? Now, I think he would in Commando. I think he'd play a better John Matrix than I would.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he would.
You'd be a better Riggs than me.
Yes,
In
probably.
Lethal
Yes,
Weapon,
exactly.
You know,
Totally.
I give you that one.
Totally. And then you
Okay.
play. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We'll
like,
save
you would
that for
definitely
sudden
play a
death.
better Commando than I would.
I don't know. You guys both seem like a couple of Jack Burtons to me. Getting knocked out by rubble at the beginning of the fight.
Right.
I mean, I might. But
With
I could.
lipstick, with
yeah,
lipstick.
but I think I could play a better Rambo. He would be a good Colonel Troutman.
Oh, there you go.
I like where your head's at. I would
Yeah.
absolutely come get you, Gucci, in that
Yeah.
fucking collapsed beaver dam,
Killed
wherever
it.
the
Yeah.
fuck he was eating rat and shit.
Decorated veteran killed
Yep.
in Jerkwater, USA.
That's RB3's next short
That's
film.
right.
The Rambo remake.
Zip
Wang
would be
would-
the
Wang would- Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Wang would play Steven Seagal in Above the Law.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I like it.
Yep.
I got to think what Zipper would do it as an action hero. I'm not really
Zipper
sure.
Zipper. Listen, Zipper's definitely Dave Bautista in the new Blade Runner movie. Like, leave me the
I'll
fuck
take that.
alone.
Look,
Don't come
He
to
would
my
totally
house.
do that.
I
Stay
will
the fuck
die
away
5
from me.
minutes in, but be the most memorable thing about the fucking movie. Like I'll
Thank
do
you.
that shit.
That's you, Zip. You're
And I love that
Bautista.
movie, but
I love that character.
Yeah, Zip
he
can play
kills
that.
it.
Zip can totally
I'll wear
play
those
that.
tiny glasses that he wears in that movie. Fuck yeah.
Mhm.
That's you, Zip.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so Tom, apparently they have rules. He was just going to tell us. What
Oh, are they? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
break it
guess
down.
so.
Break it down. Because I don't
So
know what the hell
basically,
is happening.
So basically, we're just going to go around the horn. We're going to have each person take turns of picking a movie from the list. We got a list. Picking an action hero from the list, I should say, and then you have about 2 minutes to explain your case where you think it should be ranked and why. And
I
then
think 60 seconds is good. 2 minutes and it just starts to sound like class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 60
Right.
seconds.
right,
Yeah.
60 seconds. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds
well. And the way this is going to go, we're not going to rank 5 of these things before the show's actually over. So
right.
Yeah. Well, I was hung around with Bruce Willis today. I mean, we did a commercial for the last 10 days. The guy's amazing. Some fucking clown left a bunch of cigars in his trailer today, and then he got escorted off set. And then apparently Bruce Willis slept in the trailer, and they had to remove his toilet bowl from the moho today. And they were cleaning his toilet bowl outside of the thing. They removed it from the $500,000 moho. I was like, what is going on here? I go, pay $500,000 for this goddamn moho, and next thing you know, you're removing a toilet, and some guy's like, spraying it down with a hose outside. I'm like, give me a break out here. What is happening?
Well, what did Bruce Willis have for lunch that he blew up the toilet that bad? Is what I want to know.
Bro, we had some bad food over there.
Oh, I hate this. Nothing worse.
Yeah, it was really bad stuff. I'm off food, so I don't really know.
I bet you they had terrible food on the set of The Raid. They were probably eating some weird shit.
Well, 100%. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's see how it goes here.
Get into it.
Yeah, so we're only going to allow a 10 in the S tier, but anything else is fair game. We got a few little tiers down here if none of us have seen the movie they've been in, and then if we think maybe they're not quite an action hero. I mean, but we're going to have to resist the urge to want to put everything in the S tier. I feel like there's a strong case for maybe some of these martial arts guys. I mean, we'll kind of see how it goes. But as the host, I usually will elect to go last, and we'll start with the last person in. So we're going to start with Tom. Well, if you go first and you just pick someone you want to rank and let us know.
Where we're starting with me?
Yeah. So
you can rank them Gucci. You can rank them high or low. Like you could find a dude and be like, "Get this motherfucker out. He's not. He shouldn't be." Or Gucci, you could elevate someone like, "You're out of your mind if you don't put so and so up top." You know?
Yeah, but I'm not accustomed to going first unless it's in a gangbang. So it's like not really understood. Not really understood. So
we should warn our viewers, anybody watching this. This will be a special edition R-rated tier ranker fights this evening. So warn our viewers.
Okay, well,
is there a language situation?
Is there? Are we like watch my kids and shit?
You prefer not to curse? Okay,
nah, not really.
We can go PG-ish.
PG. No, you can say 13. It's all.
We'll go PG 19.
Right. Yep. That sounds fair.
Okay, so. Okay, well, I'll go. John Rambo. I mean, I think he's the best action hero of all time.
Right.
I think
let me find him on the list. If anyone sees him, let me know where he's hanging out at.
Bottom left.
I agree with Gucci. I put him top 10 all time for sure.
Oh yeah,
got mine next to
Beastwood. So you say S tier. Why would you say S tier? Why do you think John Rambo deserves to be the best? Like what makes him the best?
What's an S tier? What's that mean?
So that stands for superior. So you got superior.
Oh yeah, he's superior for sure. What makes him superior? I mean, look, he had poison dart arrows, and he was like shooting people from like 600 miles away, like pinpoint accuracy. He blew that guy's head off. You know what it is? So basically, what happens is he ruined a whole town in Oregon, right? Because all he wanted was a cup of coffee,
and they had it coming to him.
He was a vagrant. Yeah, they drew first blood. You know what I mean? You don't want to play with this guy. You saw him hanging in that like little the quicksand. I mean, this man got out of quicksand. He followed rules. He took over a military. He blended into a tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when he blended into a tree and he opened his eyes and like knifed somebody?
He opened his eyes. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. And he was shredded out of his mind. Like no one was more shredded than maybe Schwarzenegger in Commando. He was shredded. But anyway, that being said, it's not just an action movie. First Blood is one of the best movies of all time. Okay.
100.
And then you got 2 where he went totally bananas. They bamboozled him and they sent him to take photographs. They didn't even have a camera. So they didn't even equip him with a camera. So, Murdoch was like, yeah, Rambo's going to go get these POWs and yada, yada, yada. The next thing you know, he blew up all of Vietnam, and killed everybody.
49.
Yeah. Then he went to Russia, and then he did some other shit.
Wait a minute. He went to Russia? No, that was Afghanistan.
Same place.
Yeah,
that's the same thing.
For sure. But I wanted to make sure I didn't miss one.
Mm-hmm.
Same difference. But we'll go around the horn. So So strange Wang. What do you think, John Rambo? Got any thoughts?
Yeah, I think S tier is really good for Rambo because, like Gucci said, I mean, you look at the opening of 3. He's taping his fist, putting glass in him. He will mess you up, but then he also got the mental thing going for him too. Like in Rambo, was it Last Blood?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be there to mess you up. He's over there chilling and killing you. You know what I'm saying? So he's got the mental strategy going, and he can mess you up if he's right in front of you. So S tier, perfect for Rambo.
Agreed. I mean, look, look what he did in Last Blood. He had an underground bunker that he set up the whole Mexico. He killed everybody in Mexico.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah. He runs through the thing, avoids all the traps.
Yeah,
on the internet, watches a movie or something, and they just run through and kill themselves, basically.
Yeah, he roasted everybody.
Yeah, it's Home Alone, basically.
Yes. What do you think, Kaiser?
Zip. Well, I think it's Zip next, right? It's me. That's right. We're going up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen. The man took out a damn flying fortress, a Soviet commie flying fortress with an arrow that he probably got at 2 guys, down the road, and he took out a whole freaking flying fortress. It comes down to this: out here, I'm the law. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
It's one of the greatest lines.
Let it
and
go.
Moments in cinema history. Like, this man was just trying to get a sandwich, and you got some dickweed cop trying to come in and say you got to go a couple miles down the road. That don't fly with me. That scumbag who fell out of the chopper. What was his name? Gucci.
Not Taft. Not Taggart.
For 5 points.
Willis, Galt.
Yeah.
Yep.
That guy was a dirtbag. He had it coming to him. I like to support the cops in movies, but not that cop. All day, Rambo top 10. I'm going to throw the hot potato to Zip.
Rambo
top 10. I'm going to throw the hot potato to Zip.
Yeah, Zip. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Rambo is iconic, and First Blood is fucking amazing, so I can live with him being at S tier. I'd probably put him at A tier, 1 tier lower, just because First Blood is so good, and to me, those next few movies that just turn him into, like, a killing machine totally, like, kind of fuck with the themes that First Blood is so good at laying out, right? First Blood is this, like, drama about a man who's been broken by war and turned into this thing he doesn't recognize. And then in the sequels, it's like, well, here's a gun. Go have fun, John Rambo. So I think
Gucci Zip wrote a fucking college paper, cuzzy.
That wasn't bad. I mean, that's not bad, Zipper. But you pushed him, and then he went back into his life of killing the bad people.
Sure did.
Zip brings up some good points. That was educational.
That was
First Blood, though. That movie's where it's at. That movie's fucking amazing.
Oh my God, it's one of the best movies of all time.
We're gonna be here to April, by the way. Next.
Right.
Next Easter.
Right. Well, we're not going to get to all of them. We're going to rank the best. So, what do you think, Austin?
Yeah, I think Rambo really becomes the quintessential hero actually in the sequels, because First Blood, he's just fighting for survival, fighting for his own life and just defending himself. But he becomes the hero in the sequel where he's going after his old POW buddies, leaving no man behind. In the third one, he's going after Troutman. He's not leaving him behind. And, in the fourth one, he's in Burma, and he had some dumb missionaries and went in without weapons and did something stupid, but he's going after them and he's saving the day. He's got the skills to save the day. He's willing to save the day, sometimes a little reluctant to do it, but he's got the skills to do it. He goes in, he has a code, he has a mission, and it's always mission accomplished with Rambo. So I think he became the quintessential hero that we know in the sequels, but it's definitely a S tier hero level for sure.
I agree. And he has the best last line in the movie with Troutman. He's like, "How you gonna live, Johnny? Day by day."
Right. And that song, that ending music makes me cry every time, bro.
It's called A Long Road by Dan Hill.
He's definitely got the most emotional monologue I've ever heard, in which I couldn't understand a single word of it. So
right.
That song is beautiful. It's a beautiful song.
What do we call it?
That might be the best ending song to an action movie. Is The Long Road.
It's a long road. Ooh. Yeah, it's Dan Hill. What do we call JTE? It was Danforth, Barry, Cortez.
Ortega.
Yeah, Ortega. JTE's Ortega.
There you go.
Yeah. So good. Great movie.
I would echo everything you guys said. Like S tier all the way. Like First Blood is one of the best action movies, and then even in First Blood,
It might
Part
be
2,
the best. It might be the
right,
best.
right, and
It might
in
be
First
the
Blood
best.
Part 2, like he destroys Vietnam, and then he goes after his own superiors that screwed him over in the first place at the end there. So I mean,
That's what they do to you, man. They treat you like
seriously
dirt,
messed
you know?
up. Yeah. So like,
Wow.
Guy can't even get a job
having
driving a a U-Haul from
Yeah.
tough
Right.
life for him. What do you say? I can't even get a job out there. I was right.
Couldn't get a job in
Private
pumping gas.
Couldn't get a
Yeah,
job
right.
pumping gas.
yeah,
I'm not going to get a lot of who said it's tonight.
Driving $1 million tanks.
Put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Rambo, he's in the S.
we'll go with S tier. So Strange Wang, you're up. Who you got?
All right.
You can pick anyone you want and rank them anywhere, literally. So
I'm going to go with the D ranking for Indiana Jones.
Ooh.
Because
Hot
Yeah,
take.
he's booting him. He's booting him.
hey,
See
I
where-
like the Indiana Jones
anyone see
movies.
Indiana? Let me
He's
find
top
him.
row.
I know he's there.
Top
Top
right.
row. Oh yeah, there you go. All right. You say D. So why you got D?
Yeah.
What you say?
Because he spends most of the movie macking on honeys, finding shit, running away from stuff. Then he does actually fighting. That one fight scene with the big German guy, he doesn't even do anything, but he gets his ass whooped, and then he just lays there.
You
And
saying
then
when
the other guy,
when he threw him into the propellers? You talking about?
no, the propeller came to him. He didn't throw anyone in the
word up.
propeller.
Okay, I thought
It
he
just
threw
came
it
to
in.
him, and he's just
Oh
jumped.
right, he used some
Yeah.
sneak shit.
And then the other guy with the sword, he would have killed him, but he had a gun on him. So when I think of action, I don't think about Indiana Jones. So
Same.
for him to be on this list, he's got to go low for me.
Same. He's not. Harrison Ford's never been an action hero in any movie.
I mean, action thriller kind of with Patriot games, but
That's a good
that's
flip.
it.
Yeah, I mean,
I like
guess
presumed
maybe.
innocent. I like presumed innocent. I like
Fugitive, he could have been an
the
action
man.
hero. He
Right.
was more of a
Fugitive.
fugitive and action hero than he was an Indiana Jones. He was just a down on his luck archaeologist.
Yeah.
You know.
He did get a lot of honeys though.
Well, that's always good. I mean, but he wasn't an action hero. That's not an action. I mean,
he was out there. He was even out there banging the opposition. He was hitting Nazi chicks. I mean, come on.
Yeah, him and
that
his
is action. He was getting action,
just
but he
like
wasn't an
the
action
In the
hero.
Holy Grail one, he hooked up with Elsa.
Well, that's what I was saying. That the thing is, he's an action. He was getting action, but he's not. That doesn't make you an action hero.
No, 100%, 100%. I agree. I wouldn't put. I would maybe boost him a little higher, but I mean, I understand where Wang's coming from with this.
Totally.
I can think of a bunch of people ahead of him. I'll put it to you that way.
Oh my God, yeah.
Big facts.
Oh yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
probably
Like,
go.
he did-
Yeah,
That's it.
I was gonna say I would probably go B or C for Indiana Jones, just because I think
I'm with you on
Raiders
that.
is like a perfect action movie, and if
Oh,
you
yeah.
get one perfect action movie, like that's all you need.
You're right.
Uh,
Zip. Move him up at least one.
Yeah, he doesn't even have his
Well,
shirt off
he's
that much.
about right.
At
Like he's
least
an
give him a
archaeologist,
C.
just trying to survive is what I feel like. He's surviving.
I
in
mean,
world
Raiders
war
is a
II,
badass movie, all in all. But
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Wang's point's right. There ain't a whole lot of action. I know what he's saying.
No, it's more an adventure.
It's more
Yeah,
adventure.
that's fair.
That's a good point,
That's fair.
Gucci. That's a good point, Gucci.
Yeah, it's more an adventure.
If this was action adventure, we said action heroes, right? So
It's true.
Yeah,
on a technicality, you at least got to put them in the C category. All right,
Yeah, Rambo's action and carnage.
for sure.
I think
And
C
heart,
sounds
emotion.
about right. So basically, what I'm going to do, just to kind of move it along, I'm going to let the person who has the pick give your explanation, and we'll just debate it quick, and then we'll just throw it up there. So I think C is about fair. So
Okay,
yeah,
keep
so,
moving.
so we'll throw it over to Kaiser. Who you got?
I got an unconventional pick right here.
Of course you do.
You ain't gonna see this one coming. I'm going with the man Rama from The Raid, because that movie,
All right.
from the minute they walk through the front door
Find him.
till the end, it's
Here you go.
nothing but a complete fight fest. And I'm talking about some of the best hand-to-hand combat I've ever seen in an action movie, certainly since some Bruce Lee shit. This movie, The Raid, I could watch it every single day of my life if I had to and be completely entertained. The choreography is fucking beautiful. The cinematography that works with it. I'm just talking straight. It might be the best hand-to-hand combat I've ever seen in any action movie.
Kaiser, I don't think I've ever been more proud of you than I am in this moment.
Wow.
Thank you, Zipper.
Right here.
Thank you, Zipper.
Wow, that's.
You want to add to that, Zip? You want to
big.
add to that?
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
I agree with everything you said. When it comes to just straight up like hand-to-hand combat and fight scenes, this guy's the best. And that clip you used in the intro of that kitchen fight is one of the best fights I've ever seen. So, like, yeah, it's S tier. It's only 2 movies. He doesn't have 4 or 5 movies like some of these other characters, but it's 2 of the coolest movies I've ever seen. So I'm with Kaiser on this one.
Wow.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got a little bit of a confession. So I just watched The Raid for the first time this morning in preparation for the show. So I'm a little behind the game, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Like it was action from beginning to end. So I still got to watch The Raid 2, but I've seen that kitchen fight scene about 10, 15 times online.
Unbelievable.
So I've seen it. So yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, when you're stopping and when you're like stopping and rewinding to see how they did the stunt and like, wait a minute, how did I watched that movie like a film scholar. Like, I want to know how they shot it. Like, I'm that into the choreography and the on-screen magic.
Yeah, the choreography was fantastic.
And Gareth Evans might be better at directing action than anyone I've ever seen. It's so clear. You can see every single hit land.
That's right. Gareth Evans, not to be confused with Garrett Edwards, the Star Wars guy, the Godzilla guy.
Right. Yep.
Wang, you dig the Raid? I mean, is this a movie you dig?
Yeah. I mean, just like you said, the hand-to-hand stuff is incredible, but it doesn't go for him because it's no, like, he's in the predicaments, like when he's in the wall and the guy's stabbing through. The tension in that movie, off the charts.
Yeah, dude.
That's true. And Wang likes it because Wang's house gets
that.
raided every other day anyway. So it's like,
he learned a thing or two, Gucci, about how to fight the heads off
exactly.
by watching that movie.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I rest my case. No further questions.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I think we're happy with the S tier. So we'll throw it over to Zipper. What do you got?
All right. I got to go with a pick from my favorite action movie of all time. One of my favorite movies of all time. When you talk about nonstop action, I don't think there's any movie that comes to mind more than Fury Road. And as much as I also have got to give it to Mad Max, I'm actually going to throw my S tier vote to the true lead of that movie, Imperator Furiosa, who is just immediately iconic, right? There's something to be said for when a character shows up in a movie and right away you're like, oh, we're going to be talking about that character for 20 years, right? Like, that character is iconic. We're getting a Furiosa movie because everyone just needed more of her. She uses Mad Max as a stand for her rifle. I mean, come on.
Damn. That's serious, Tiff. I didn't think about that. I mean, she's dope with that mechanical arm and shit. Like, that obviously adds to the whole thing. And, like, you don't want to play with Furiosa. She's in it for the fight.
No.
You're right. You're right, Zip. It is her movie. There ain't no doubt about that. Fury Road is her movie. So
I agree.
I don't know that I put her S, maybe A. I don't know.
I think you could make an argument for A or S. Yeah.
I was
I think it's a little.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was thinking A because she's great in that movie. You want more of her, but they're driving for at least 20 to 40 minutes in that movie, and they're not doing anything but doing dialogue stuff. So A, I think that's perfect for Furiosa.
That's valid. Okay.
I agree with Wang there.
I mean, the driving in that movie is insane, but
that's true, Zip. That's true. It's not
like some of the slower moments.
It ain't just like they're driving to the post office. They
No.
drive across the fucking desert with a guy with a flamethrower guitar chasing them. Like, it's a little more.
Yeah, she uses a truck to fight like 50 other cars. You know.
Yeah, like some of the slower moments. Wow.
Zip, I didn't think about that. Maybe you do need to put her in the.
Maybe so. I don't know. I mean,
she's a great action. I mean, she was great in Atomic Blonde and that other one.
Phenomenal actress.
Yeah.
I think she's definitely my favorite actress working in Hollywood today.
About that. Too. She could have a bald head and
beautiful.
She could wear a diaper. Or she could do whatever she wants, and she's still.
And everything she touches is gold in Hollywood. She's a fucking artist.
She was great in Monster. That was a real action hero.
Phenomenal.
Right.
That's where you should have
Gucci, maybe you can write that one in.
I'm writing Monster 2 right now. Yeah.
All right. Well, she lives
Well-
at A until otherwise noted. How many people
Yeah, we
can
can
go
only-
in the top? Oh, you can only put
Yeah, that's
5
right.
in the S. Is that how
We
it
can
works?
put 10.
5 in each category. You can put 10.
Yeah, we
Oh,
put 10 in
we
the
are
S,
gonna
but
we're gonna
but
be
the
here
rest
till
are just
Easter.
yeah, but the rest are just going to be wherever they land. But we're going to have a top 10 at least. We want to have.
Okay,
so.
word. Okay, whose turn is it?
So now it's my turn. So I got to go with my favorite action movie of all time. I got to go with John McClane. So I got to go with Die Hard. So I think he's S tier all the way. Like he's just right up there at the top. Like, and he's just one of those unexpected action heroes that like he just has this situation thrust upon him at a Christmas party that he just takes full control and just like gets down to business and just like runs the show pretty much. And so I mean I just think that yeah, like I would give him S tier for sure. So yeah, I got John McClane S tier. But what do you guys think?
Like I said, I saw Bruce today and yesterday, and I'll see him tomorrow. I think this man. There's an aura about him when he walks into a room. You could definitely, it's Bruce Willis, and you just know he just has an aura. I recognize aura. Aura recognizes aura. There's no question about that. Right. So, when he walked into the thing, he winked at me. He's like, "Yeah, I see you." I knew he did because I was,
he watches late night. He watches late night.
Yeah. So, no, I think this is one of the. I saw this movie in the theater with my uncle, and I was like, "What are we going to watch?" And this is like the movie that put me onto the action genre. Because I mean, you watch Rambo; it was 82. I was like fucking 5 years old, something like that. Whatever. So, bottom line is, this was still one of the best movies of all time. He was fantastic in it. It's a perfectly written script. He single-handedly, takes out a whole army of terrorists or whatever you want to call them.
Terrorists from all over the place. We didn't even know what the fuck they were. We had Germans, Italians.
I think it's
people from Asia.
It's one of the best action movies of all time. So in my opinion, there is no question it's John McClane is a superior level. No question.
For me, the thing that really locks him in as an S tier action hero is like, sure, some action heroes have guns and explosives and knives, but a real action hero, like the real test, is what can you do when you have nothing? And John McClane, John McClane doesn't even have a pair of shoes, right? He has nothing. And he still does it. He does that shit. So.
Brilliant. Yeah. It's a brilliant film to this day and will stand the test of time for possibly ever as one of the top 5 action movies of all time. No question.
It might be the greatest of all time.
It might be. It really honestly might be.
I remember buying a ticket to go see Big. We rode our bikes to the movie theater, bought a ticket for Big, snuck into this, and just like, we're coming back tomorrow and doing this again, And
it was funny.
Go ahead.
It was funny. So Bruce Willis had a black dude driving him today, and I was going to be like, "Is that Argyle?"
Right?
Yeah, he's never heard that joke before.
No, of course.
Yeah.
But it could have been the real Argyle. I mean,
honestly, it might have been. I might hit him with the joke tomorrow because tomorrow's the last day, so I really can't get fired on your last.
Argyle was great Argyle was great in that movie. He was an unsung hero of that film. Argyle and Ellis were the 2 next greatest characters in that movie.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. There was a lot of unsung heroes in that movie for sure.
Is Ellis your favorite scumbag of all time?
No, I have a couple other ones, but I mean, he's close. He's up there. All
right, I think that's in the slam dunk. John McClane is slam dunk. S for slam dunk.
Yeah, not even
for sure. So I don't know if you can hear us, Austin. He's been having some internet issues.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry about that. I was having internet issues. I switched to another one. Can I real quick chime in on Indiana Jones real quick? I didn't get a chance to.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Well, I don't know yet. No, go ahead.
I think he deserves much better than that. I think he's at least a low A. And I'll tell you why. Because he's one of the most intelligent heroes on this list. And I think he's... he knows how to outwit and outsmart his opponents. He may not be the best pound for pound fight for fight action hero, but he takes on a tank with a horse and he wins. All right,
Yeah,
he takes on an entire squad of Nazis in a truck, and he wins because he's willing to climb all over the truck. He's willing to drag himself under the truck. He takes out 9-10 dudes along the way. He outsmarts his opponent, which makes a good hero as well. Not just
though he could have killed Hitler. He could have killed Hitler when he asked him to sign his book. He could have taken a pen, ended it right there, and he didn't.
Sure. But, you know, he wouldn't have gotten very far, nor would he have gotten the Holy Grail back. So, you know, and then they would have gotten the Grail and all been
Holy
immortal.
Grail, kill Hitler. It's a coin.
You know, you got to look at the big picture sometimes. You know, he has the code of it belongs in a museum. He's a selfless guy, which makes for a good moral code for a hero. He always goes back and helps people. Look at Temple of Doom. He's about to take off with his chakra stones, and he hears the screams of the children. He goes back and has to save all the kids. He's a selfless dude,
right
you know, when he has to be. So I'm sorry. I think he deserves to at least be A level. I understand he's not full on action all the time, but he's an adventure hero, and he's a guy who everybody can look up to. You know, he's a man who obtains rare antiquities, but that he does it in the coolest way possible. I think he deserves to be A.
So,
that's
a decent argument. That's a decent argument, but
so we'll all decide. I mean, I'll put it wherever you guys decide.
I mean, I still go B. I wouldn't go any higher than B with him.
Meet in the middle.
Have I at least made enough of an argument to put him in B and not down in C, D with all the
listen, we're going to get
crucified in the B
We're going to get
movies?
crucified for him being that low anyway, so don't worry about
I know.
it.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. You got to at least give him a B. Hey, but I do agree.
Mark Riley's going to be knocking on my door in 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. But no, I don't have anything else to add to John McClane. He's S level. Everybody knows that. We can move on for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No question.
Well, then with that, you're up, Austin. You want to pick one for us?
So let's go female. Let's go Ellen Ripley.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see, where's she at here?
From my favorite movie of all time, Aliens. Let's do it.
That's a damn good film and a damn good pick.
So, you know, S tier all the way for Ellen Ripley. I think she's one of the two strongest female heroes. We'll probably see another one here at some point tonight, and you can probably guess which one it is. But it's another hero who has an evolution, because she starts out not even the main star and the main hero of Alien. I mean, she's really kind of just a side character. You think it's going to be Tom Skerritt, and she's able to take over. She makes the decision at the end. She knows what to do. We got to blow up the ship. We got to do what we got to do. And no matter what happens to me, I can be stuck in space forever. And then
nobody gives a shit about Tom Skerritt. Nobody gives a shit about Tom Skerritt.
Right. So, but then you obviously see her evolution, and she takes charge.
Jester,
in Aliens,
or one of those two.
when other people won't.
He's either Jester or Corporal, whatever the other guy's name is.
Yeah.
Zip. Or the two pilot trainers was Jester and what's the other guy?
In
Jimbo.
Top Gun. Jimbo. In Top Gun, Tom Skerritt was Jester, right? Jester?
Yeah, but I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Okay. Continue.
I haven't seen Alien in a long time. I'm not going to argue with the S tier for her. I mean, she fought aliens and stuff. I mean, they were ugly aliens too. They weren't even like pretty aliens. It was bad.
She took out a killer robot too, with like Ash or whatever, ended up being a robot or some shit.
Yeah, then she was like half naked too. She
I was
she
about
was in
to
her
say
panties
she was
and
my
stuff.
first on-screen crush, dude, because of that scene.
I'm into that.
Yeah,
she had a great little body on her.
Oh yeah, dude,
definitely.
Phenomenal actress. Phenomenal.
I think
actress.
she's.
Oh, that too.
I think Ripley's definitely S tier. I mean, like you said, she crosses genres, right? She goes from being a horror character to being an action hero in the next movie. And like Tom said, the xenomorphs are the grossest, scariest monsters of all time. Anyone that can go face to face, anyone that can go face to face with one of those things and come out on top, like
she goes face to face with the queen. Forget the little ones. She goes face to face with the big one and she wins. Come on now, and she does her thing, man. She's a badass, and she's one of the best of all time, and she's great. I mean, she takes on a whole horde of them and the queen, man. And she goes in, guns blazing, does her thing, gets out alive, man. She's absolutely S tier hero.
Agreed.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. Not only that, in Aliens, she takes over this like troop of meatheads, and it's like, I know what I'm doing. Listen to me, and just like. So, like, her performance is commanding as well.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah. She takes charge. Pull up those blueprints. Here's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to block it here, here, and here. You guys are going to do this and this and this. Yeah, she's doing that to military guys because they don't know what they're doing. They don't listen to her in the first place, so they get what they deserve.
She's got what these other three got.
Place.
She's a rewatchable action hero.
Yes.
Like it's your first time. All those people up there right now are rewatchable as all hell.
Totally.
Yep.
Great film. Great film.
All right, you win.
So I
That
think
one.
we're not gonna get any arguments for S tier. So
Any
we're
arguments?
gonna throw it back to
All right.
nope. So we're gonna throw it back to Tom. You're up again. So you got another one?
You know, yeah, keep going through because I didn't
Yeah.
breeze
Let's do it.
through that
Yeah.
too much. You know, I think this guy. I mean, I really like these movies, and I think he's a great action hero. And this could be interestingly controversial. I'm going to go with a Jason Bourne. Okay.
All right.
And do I think he's S-level action? I mean, can I say where? I mean, does everything
Yeah,
have to
you can
pick
put him
S-level?
anywhere.
It doesn't have to be S level.
I
do whatever
think,
you want.
I think
Anyway.
he is like, I mean, some of the fight scenes and what they've done in this thing, I'd put him between a B and a C. I'd throw him at a C right now, and I think people can argue down or argue up. Some of the fight scenes in this stuff.
Those are entertaining movies, man.
Oh my God. And
Yeah.
I think Matt Damon pulled it off as an action hero. And I think it was a perfect genre for
And
him
I gave
to
a
be
shit
an
about
action
the
hero.
spy government shit too. Usually they
Same.
screw that part up.
I mean, when I saw like 7 passports and a ton of money and in different denominations and currencies and from different fucking whatever fucking countries and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm in with this guy. And the first Bourne Identity is a
World-class.
straight up action movie, and it is fantastic, and he's fantastic in it. I would go ahead and
You
say,
didn't see the performance coming. That's how dope.
no,
it was.
that's what it was. It's like watching Channing Tatum in 21 Jump Street. But like, this guy's gonna suck, and he was actually really funny. So it's like when you watch Damon do this, because you're watching Good Will Hunting and Courage Under Fire, whatever fucking shitty movies he was in. But when you watch him as Jason Bourne, I'm like, what am I expecting here? Like talented Mr. Ripley, whatever the case may be. But and the guy's an actor. There's no question about that. But
Right.
I really believed. I was like, dude, he is Jason Bourne, and he crushed. And the fight scenes, the hand-to-hand combat in that one thing when that guy jumps in the window and he fights that like fucking Armenian dude. Holy shit, unbelievable stuff. Maybe ranked higher. I'm not sure, but I'll put him as a C right now because he's not like, it's not like fucking saving the world. It's just, stuff he's doing. It's like almost 007 with like a kind of interesting edge to it. I agree that that's a really interesting thing. Is he S level? Absolutely not. But C level, possibly B. It's debatable. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Would he win in a fight against any of these guys? That's the thing. Probably he'd take out Indy, but what about the rest of them? I don't know. So, but I think that
He takes out
at least on
he
a
takes
B.
out everybody except for Rama and Rambo. I think he could take out just about anybody except for them.
Well,
two.
nobody
They
can beat
give a
Rambo.
fight.
Rambo wins everything.
Yeah, right.
Right.
He put up a good fight, but I don't think
He
he'd
killed
win.
the whole country.
Rambo wins.
I think for that alone, we're gonna bump him up to a B. I mean, just because he could take these guys,
He killed everybody.
Kind of what I feel like.
I think B or C. I think B or C is a good spot for him. I don't love these movies as much as a lot of people, but like as a character, super influential. Like the style of action, we see it everywhere now, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah. So I think
this is Matt Damon's best work.
I think so too.
Oh yeah.
That should
I'd
give
agree.
him the B right there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Kaiser. I think he was fantastic in it. I don't really love him in anything else. He was great in Ocean's 11, but I mean, other than that, I remember
his performance in The Departed is unwatchable. It's like a high school play.
it's terrible.
Hard disagree. I think he's amazing in that movie, but
that movie as a whole is terrible.
Thank you,
No
Gucci.
way. No
He's
way.
terrible as a whole.
Gucci.
The
You
only
guys stick
reason why
around.
they
You
gave,
might learn something from a couple smart people.
they gave Scorsese the best.
Yeah, I'm not
picture,
super high in The
best-
Departed.
No, it's not good at all.
That's
Jack
next
Nicholson wasn't
week,
even
Zipper.
good in
We'll
it.
talk
All right,
about
well-
that next week, Zip.
Have a good night, everyone. It's been fun.
Yeah. See you later, Zip. What?
Departed was like Scorsese's like 10th best movie in my opinion.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ. All right.
All right.
It's you think that's not what we're debating tonight.
Yeah, we're not
Next,
debating
Wang's up.
Scorsese movies.
Wang's up to
Yeah.
bat.
So I think we'll We'll go with B unless we got any last minute
I
arguments.
know. I go with the strong B because I like his intelligence as well. He outsmarts a bunch of dudes. He got that scene where he calls
smart,
the
yeah.
CIA director from his own office and is like, "Well, we'd be having this conversation if you were really here in person." And he's not really being a hero as far as saving a bunch of people, things like that. But he's an underdog fighting against a system that made him. So yeah, you end up rooting for him and finding out what it is. Yeah, definitely.
He woke up on a boat,
not rooting against him.
not knowing his name.
I
That's all he was.
woke up on a boat one day, like,
And
where
then he
am I?
started kicking people's ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he got paid and found all kinds
Yeah.
of currency in different denominations in different countries.
Yeah,
All
he was hanging around with hot chicks.
Wang, the floor is yours.
Yep, Wang,
Well-
you're up. So, who you got?
It's quite often I wake up on boats, but
Yeah.
I'll have to go Martin
Happens from time to time.
Riggs.
Wang.
Martin Riggs for
Oh shit.
this is
Right,
biased.
let's see.
I'm gonna let that be known. This is biased.
Where's he at?
I'm gonna go
I know
A.
he's here. Here you go.
I mean, he
Because-
ain't wrong,
Right.
Cuzzy. I highlighted him too, so I know where you're coming from.
Because I mean, when you think of
Yep.
Riggs, you gotta think of Murtaugh. It's like Little Bobby and no juice.
Yeah.
It's like Bruce Lee and no yellow and black. You know, like
Right.
It's true.
so because Riggs isn't with him, I can't put him in S tier, but A tier for sure because the dude's insane. He's unpredictable. So even whoever he's fighting, they don't know what he's gonna do. He's a badass.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude,
the eyes. The eyes.
Yeah.
The last
If
guy you want to see in a bar fight out of all these people is Riggs.
And he
Yeah.
can take pain. He can take the punishment too.
And
Yeah.
he could dislocate his shoulder on the drop of a dime,
Yeah.
Right.
and then
Riggs
put it back
brings
into
the
place.
crazy, like every time he brings the crazy with the action. So like he's not afraid to do anything. Like I mean, he'll be jumping off the top of buildings. He'll be like just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Like he's not afraid, So
I think
Yeah.
I think he's right on that level of A and B.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd put him at
I
an
mean-
A. I'd put him at an A if we included Murtaugh with him. If it was them, like as
Yeah,
Right.
I might agree
As
with
a-
Zip.
as a
I
pairing?
might agree with
The
Zip.
duo.
I think he's even with Indiana Jones and Bourne. I'd venture to go more of a B with him. I do like the craziness of him.
Mhm.
I mean that's where I would go. I think he's fantastic. There's no fucking question about
He's
it.
one of the most entertaining characters on this list. I'll tell you that right now. There'd be no Deadpool without a Riggs.
Totally.
He's kind of like it's like Mcclane and Riggs are the hold the phone. Mcclane, Riggs, and Jack Burton are like the three
There you go.
best people on this list that are action heroes who can bring the comedy and bring the fight to you.
Yeah, drop the
so
lines.
those are the three.
Yeah, he's acting like the Three Stooges and like while buying
does it-
Christmas trees.
Yes, he does do that. Yes. No, it's PCP.
TCP.
Yep.
I agree. He's a great character, but also I just got to get this in real quick before we move on. As a Jew, I can't miss any opportunity to tell Mel Gibson to go fuck himself. So
Right.
outside of that, sure.
Yes.
But
Zip,
Mel
you can
Gibson-
separate church and state for the sake of the argument.
Well, you got to
Yeah.
read. You got to read Zip. You got to read the book called "Of To Mel and Back."
Oh God.
It's a great book.
God.
It's called "To Mel and Back." It's about this director who was going to direct some movie for him, and Gibson let him stay at his house for a couple of days, and he wrote a book about it. It is
That sounds
brilliant.
phenomenal.
Oh,
You can
man.
get it on Amazon. I read it the other day for the 13th time. It's called "To Mel and Back."
All right, let me write it down.
Yeah. Go check that out.
Good
But-
call. Good call. Okay, I think that's good. I think Riggs is a
Yeah.
AB.
Solid B. Yeah. So on that note,
I'm cool with that.
we'll throw it over to Kaiser. So who you got?
This is going to be an unconventional pick, but I'm going to take. I'm going to take Thor. Thor is for 4.
Okay.
Last place. F.
Oh, really? F. You want to come to F, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the
What do you say,
lowest
F?
we can go? Is that
Yeah.
the lowest we can go?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know what,
say
dude?
not an
Nothing.
action.
If this franchise doesn't find the guy from Jojo Rabbit, this guy's sunk. He's dead in the water. No one gives
But
a
it
shit.
did. But it did find Taika Waititi, so that's got
All
to
right, then
bump
give him an E. Then give him
right?
an E. Then give him
Wait,
an E.
who is that? Thor?
Thor. Who cares?
You know what?
With E.
Yeah, not an action hero. And nobody who is
Zip Gucci even wants to take him lower than an F.
Yeah, but nobody who is a superhero is an action hero. Superheroes have ruined the action hero genre for me.
Throw him out.
Because everybody.
His job is literally to hit people with a hammer, man. I don't know what else you call
He knows nothing. Yeah. He knows nothing. He's a loser. He's never saved anybody real. He saves fake people who live in fake worlds.
We're gonna do
is
that.
Is the Thor Nakatomi Plaza?
We're gonna turn him into the big shut up. So
stupid. Is Thor in Vietnam? No. Thor's like in some weird world that doesn't exist. Guess what? Nakatomi Plaza exists because it's on Olympic Boulevard over there.
I can drive down the road and see it right now.
Yeah, you know what? Don't get me started on the reason why I let Indiana Jones fly is because it's like he was an archaeologist. He's a real person. These people have superpowers that doesn't make them an action hero. It's an F in my book. There's no question about it. Iron Man, any Batman, Superman,
there's
any
like
of these
8
people,
superheroes on this list, man.
Yeah, but they're all going to get an F for me because they don't really exist. Rambo is real.
John McClane doesn't really exist.
Yes, Martin Riggs is really in Vietnam.
Martin Riggs
is really in Vietnam.
No, that's real. Were real people. Thor is a fake hammer, and his brother's
and he's a douchebag. Even at that,
sucks. You know what? Well, an F.
But it's definitely a subcategory of action. Even if you don't like it, like they fight people throughout the entire movie. That's but
it's not real. It's not real.
So we're doing you guys a favor by putting them at F.
Lasers.
If you want to put them higher
than that, on S tier, and aliens aren't real.
Right.
Well,
they're real.
Sigourney Weaver is real. She was a real person.
Yeah, aliens exist. Xenomorphs are real.
This guy was born. His mom and dad were like fucking whatever. They were from.
I don't even want to talk about this guy anymore. Can we move on to the next guy? This guy sucks.
So I mean, just for Zipper's
I say
argument,
leave him
give him an E.
But
yeah, I think that's fair. We'll leave him there for now.
I'm thinking F too because
I'm not looking forward to having this argument every time a fantasy or sci-fi character.
Hold on, let Wang say
what's going to happen.
Let Wang say what he's got to say.
So real quick, I'm with these two guys. F, superhero movies, we get so many of them. They're played out. So it's like they lost all my interest because you got Thor 3 coming out. They're announcing Thor 4. You know he's going to win. There's no suspense in that. I can't get behind it.
That's not how suspense works.
He's going to win. You know they're going to win every time.
Yeah, Thor's going to win. I mean, it's
yeah,
like,
you also know Indiana Jones and John McClane and Jason Bourne are going to win.
Yeah, but they almost didn't win. They almost
exactly.
Win.
Yeah, there's a difference.
They made me believe that.
And there weren't warlords and lasers involved. There weren't dragons.
Should have gone for the head when
dragons and lasers.
He almost
won.
Who
gives a shit about dragons, Zip?
I do.
We'll leave it.
IG tournament. This ain't the IG tournament.
All right, so E. We're
We'll
doing you guys a favor.
Yeah, we'll throw it over to Eric.
Should be an F. Yeah. Gucci wanted to throw him off the list.
We're not going to get to all of them, so if you want to skip some of these superheroes, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's real tempting to pick Batman just to trigger Gucci, but I'll let it go.
We'll stay in the real world of like Star Wars and Robocop. We'll stay in the real world, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Robocop happened in Detroit. That's real.
He's a real person. He got killed and they put him mechanically back together.
We all know that the Predator from The Predator is a real guy.
Yeah, is a real guy,
Yep.
I'm going to go just because we talked about the martial arts in the Raid movies with Rama. But if you're talking about martial arts, the most iconic martial arts action hero actor of all time has got to be Jackie Chan. And I don't know if Jackie Chan was ever cooler than he was in the Drunken Master movies.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
The choreography
He's a real person.
Yeah. And if you want to talk about real shit, in one of the final fights of those movies, he just actually threw himself across hot coals, right? That guy will really destroy his body for the sake of a fight scene. Also, he gets cooler the drunker he gets, which, as far as I'm concerned, it makes
that's what Kaiser does. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
Yep.
Tom will tell you like it is.
Yeah.
So
no,
I'd say he's.
I'm in.
Oh,
with
go
that.
ahead, Tom.
You say S tier?
I'm in with
Or you
that.
say-
I'm in with that. I think he's an A tier.
What do you
I don't
say?
think I think
He's S or A
I think,
for
I
me.
think he's an A tier.
I say A too. I mean, yeah, I mean, because like even for the martial arts guys, I mean, like is he the best of all the martial arts guys we got here? Maybe there's a case to be made, but I don't know.
think if
He
we were
might
going
be.
by actor, I think if we were going by actor, then
Not be wrong.
easily S tier. You know what I mean? But because we have to confine it to the one character, I think A tier is fair.
It's a good tier.
But I would say some of the fights in the Drunken Master movies are as insane as the stuff in the Raid movies. Like,
Yeah, he was great in Rumble in the Bronx.
yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
look at him.
yep.
I look at Jackie Chan
Like-
the same way I look at Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton,
Yep.
even Bruce Lee to a
A
degree.
master of physical comedy.
Unique,
Totally.
one of a kind. No one exists like him in the history of cinema, and no one ever will exist like. So he's an anomaly, and I think you give him as high a ranking as you can go for a guy like that. That's
think
my
that-
bias.
With
Though.
the
That's my
S?
bias. That's my
I
bias.
think
Yeah,
that
I mean,
I don't know that
there
I put him up there only because of the movie.
No,
franchise.
I wouldn't put him
Right.
up there in the S tier because he did
Because
Karate
you look at
Kid
these
with Jaden
franchises
Smith.
we got. I mean, outside of the Raid, those are like the three most iconic action franchises ever.
Oh yeah.
The Raid just happens to have the best hand-to-hand combat. That's why they're in
of all
S.
time. Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair.
I was
Although
going to make
will
a
say-
point.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I
Go
was
ahead.
going to make a point that Gucci brought up. Rumble in the Bronx. I think he's more of a classic hero in something like Rumble in the Bronx rather than Drunken Master because he's like defending his people from these punks and these gang
Yeah,
guys
it's great.
tearing up stores and vandalizing them and beating people up. You know, it's like Asian violence, like we're talking about nowadays. You know, the movie
Yeah.
kind of age as well. So I think he's more of a classic hero because he's standing up for something or standing up for other people. Drunken Master, he's just like fighting dudes throughout the movie.
Yeah, I think
and
Rumble
like,
in the
you know,
Bronx was like almost
Rumble in
death.
Bronx. If it was his character from Rumble in the Bronx, forgive me, I don't remember his name, but like I would put that up in like the A tier or the B tier. I just don't. The Drunken Master specifically, I was kind of like, like is he really like a hero? He's a good fighter. It's fun to watch, but is he like a hero
Right.
by
I
definition?
think his name in Rumble in the Bronx was Strange Wang.
Right.
All right.
Tom, you know that's not true.
No, it's not.
No, he's thinking of Police Story.
That's
I
true.
was thinking Police Story.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I will say,
Well,
I don't think
yeah.
there's a single character on this like Jackie Chan up against any of these guys. As long as Jackie Chan has a ladder in his hands, there's no one he can't beat, right? Like as long as that
Good point,
guy
Zach.
ladder or
has some
chair.
household objects.
He
Yes.
needs to
go
be
with
in
that.
like a warehouse with a lot of props, and he can beat just about anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Yep.
beat somebody with a blender.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you something. Zipper has the best take so far tonight. He's got the most unique, on point. He's singularly Zipper. He just get that ladder thing. You know what I mean? Zip, you're a good chef. You know, throw the right spice in a
Well, he's
cinematic.
wearing an earwig, and Draco's giving him the stuff from the other room.
Right.
No, I wouldn't be surprised because Mark Andreyko's a brilliant human being.
He is. There's no
these-
question.
He might be one of the top 5 smartest people in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about that.
These takes
Top
are
five.
100% Zipper originals, I promise. Well, except the latter
Mhm.
one, which I think I saw online somewhere, but all the others.
Mhm.
Right.
All right, so who's up next?
So I'm up next, and I gotta go with just because I'm just curious to hear everybody's takes on it. This is one that I just watched yesterday for this episode for the first time. Was Big Trouble in Little China? So I got to go Jack Burton, and for me, like I don't know if I'd quite give him an S tier, but I think a solid A tier for sure. I mean, he is just kind of right up there with like Riggs. He brings the crazy. I mean, he brings the humor, but I mean. And seeing that movie for the first time just really just blew me away because like all the crazy like magic shit that's going on and like all the people shooting stuff out of their eyes, like I didn't expect that, but yeah, it was a fun watch. I'd give him an A tier, but what do you guys think?
I would go a little lower here. I would go with C tier.
Oh,
I
damn,
have
Gucci.
a hot take.
Gucci, see? Jesus.
Yeah.
Come on.
I would go
I would
A.
actually put him. I would put
He's
him
not
in
better than Martin
an
Riggs.
action hero because I think he is a parody of action heroes, not an action hero.
Right.
You're
I
throwing out Jack
I
Burton?
agree. I agree with Zip. I'd put him in the C level. He's not as good as Martin Riggs or
No.
Jason Bourne, no question.
I think he's a great character. I just think his entire purpose in the story is to get clowned on, right? Like his entire purpose in the story is
second
to be
favorite
that guy.
action hero after John McClane.
But he's
Okay.
like he's more of a comedy character than an action character to me.
I'd go lower than that.
Oh man, he caught
I
that
agree with
fucking
Zipper.
knife. He caught a
He
knife
does
in his
too.
hand and threw it at that fucking demon's head. We all
He
know
does
demons
that.
are real, and
Yeah,
Jack
He
we're
does
Burton's
fans.
one
real.
really cool thing. You're right.
I would go A because we haven't talked about it yet. One-liners.
Wang.
How important
you,
are
Wang.
one-liners to
Mm.
action heroes?
That's a
Of course,
valid
make a
point.
bit of career on it. Jack Burton, quotable. Some have said more quotable than Bobby Gucci.
Well, I don't know about that.
He is the funniest action hero of all time. Him or McClane, dogfighting for the two funniest action heroes.
Maybe.
Who's funnier?
Schwarzenegger.
Get the fuck out of here. That guy can't act to save his life.
That's
You know
not
when he was
official
best?
comedy.
It's Conan, when he didn't say shit. That's when he was at his
Oh, man.
best.
Yep.
I'd go. I think A is a little high for him.
I go
Kaiser, you
low
think-
B.
Yeah, I'd go B too.
I go
Nobody
I
on
go
this
low
list
B.
is
I
as
enjoy.
funny as him.
I'll watch Martin Riggs over that guy or Indiana Jones any day.
Are you crazy? You know, The Rock's
I
going to
go-
try and play him. He's going to fuck up the franchise.
His best friend is named Wang. That was my cousin.
That is
Another
yeah.
reason why
There
he
you
should be
go.
in the
So
A
that
tier.
means
It is
something.
Wang.
That means something.
Yeah.
I think he's
Following
A all
reflexes.
day. I mean, look, if the mob rules, I think. Listen,
Kind of with Zip here.
to me, that is probably the most unique movie on this entire damn list. It found a
Oh, it's
way
an
to
amazing movie.
blend reality with mysticism and somehow have this sci-fi effect. I mean, you got sci-fi, you got action, you got horror, you got comedy. It might be the greatest movie of all time. Okay, fuck Citizen Kane, Big Trouble in Little China. It might be the best movie of all time. And I mean, to me, the guy is completely rewatchable. He's literally cooler than anybody on this list, not named McClane, Snake Plissken, and Han Solo. Those are the coolest dudes on the list. So-
Yeah, but I agree with Zip. It was a parody of an action hero, which is fine.
Oh, you guys are
Right.
just getting
His-
technical with it. Y'all like a
his
bunch
role-
of adjunct professors at fuckface university.
But then
His
there's
role
also
is to be
I
the
think
guy
that's-
that like wandered into the wrong movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's the
there was a
genius of it.
really,
Yeah,
there was
I
a really,
think-
I love it.
No, B.
there was a
B
really
is
good
fair,
porn
guys.
parody of this
Because
too.
I appreciate Jack Burton's drive and the fact that he has courage, he has bravery, he tries, he's in the right mindset. The lady gets kidnapped, and he's like, "No, let's go get her, son of a bitch."
Son of a bitch must
you know,
pay.
like so, so I admire his drive. He doesn't have. He's probably one of the least skilled on the list. He's probably bottom 5 of actual
it's
skills,
on the
and then
reflexes.
truck
You catch a
driving
knife
and his.
kill a fucking
Oh
deer.
yeah, no, I understand, but he tries his hardest, and I admire that.
All
He's
right.
kind of becomes an underdog in
All
the
right,
movie.
so
He
he's a
looks
B.
like an
I got
action
you.
hero, isn't
I
there?
also,
But he's
I
a
also,
big guy. He's a B.
I also didn't like his name. Jack Burton's not an action hero name.
Come on, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Jack Burton's not an action hero.
I mean, you have to have a great name to be a great action hero.
Jack
Martin
Burton.
Riggs, John Rambo, Jack
Martin Riggs.
Burton.
I mean, I get what you're saying in comparison. You're probably right. But what the hell is wrong with Jack Burton? That's just a guy. He drives a truck. He likes to drink beer with his
Jack
buddy
Burton,
Wang
he's
until one day.
He's your barista at Starbucks.
I don't know about that.
Right.
I'm not with you on that take. All right, fine.
Hey,
Leave
what's
it at
up,
B.
Jack? How you doing?
Leave him at
Nothing. What's your last
B
name?
for now.
Burton. Oh, cool.
We
Yeah.
haven't talked
Okay,
much
Tom.
about Schwarzenegger characters, but does Arnold Schwarzenegger, out of any actor alive, do you think he has the best collection of character names
Yes.
of like all the
Yeah.
characters that he's played?
They're
like-
fantastic.
Sure.
That's interesting. I never thought about
Well, he's
that.
got the best collection
It's
of
like-
character names that don't match his nationality. That's for sure.
That's also true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the way he
Hello,
made it that
I'm
way.
John. I'm John Matrix.
Yeah.
Hello,
I'm an ordinary
I'm
American
Harold.
man.
Harold Weiss. I'm Harold.
Great name.
I'm an everyday suburban dad.
Yeah. It's so good.
Just a regular guy.
Yeah.
John Matrix. It's a great name.
regular guy.
Yeah, what a regular guy
That
name,
movie's
right?
overrated. That movie's overrated. Come
Oh, he
on,
was
no.
Dutch. He was Dutch in Predator.
Dutch
He
is a good
was-
name.
He was John Matrix in Commando. Then he was we had whatever the fuck he was in Terminator.
The T-1000.
Yeah. See, he has better names than Jack Burton. There's no question about that.
All right, fine, whatever. Yeah. Burton is where he is. You people don't get it. You're shallow. Whatever.
Mr. Freeze.
Me and Wang.
Oh, dude. No, here's the best one. In Running Man, he's Ben Richards. Yeah, what an Austrian name. I'm Ben Richards.
I'm Ben.
All right.
Right.
You want to talk about Jack Burton?
You're up.
All right, so who's up next?
All right.
Who's up next?
All right, I'm up. All right, I teased it earlier. I'm gonna get the other badass female up there and get Sarah Connor up in the S tier. We got to get back to S tier here for real.
Good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Get Sarah Connor up there.
She's just trying to raise her kid, and it's the end of the fucking world.
I know. Well, listen, man. She's a woman on a mission, and she dedicates her entire life to completing that mission and ensuring that Judgment Day happens, so much so that after the first Terminator ends, the opening shot of her in Terminator 2 is doing pull-ups on her bed because she's stuck in a psychiatric hospital, training herself to get out of there. She trained her brain, she trained her body, she trained her mind, she trained everything about herself to stop Judgment Day from happening, and she is somebody who you would take into war right next to you over almost any guy on this list, to be honest with you, other than maybe Rambo.
You know, Gucci used to be in a room next door to hers at the state board.
They were
bunkmates.
We were at Leavenworth.
But the sheer dedication, the sheer will, the fact that she can fight right alongside the Terminator and hold her own, I think she's absolutely S tier hero. She's one of the best.
Yeah, but the only reason why I won't put her in an S tier and I throw it in an A tier is because the Terminator kind of overshadowed her in a certain sort of way. So I mean, she was neck and neck with a great action hero, the Terminator, obviously. You know, in 2, I think Schwarzenegger. I mean, I think they were neck and neck. You can't put both of them in the S tier.
But the Terminator also has special abilities because he's a damn cyborg, and the fact that she damn near kills
and
the T-1000
cyborgs aren't real.
Pumping the shotgun, one-handed. Dudes can't do that. There's guys that can pump the shotgun.
Skynet is real. Skynet is real.
Yeah,
he wasn't a tough one. If you don't wear a costume, you're real.
I think she had it, Gucci. I think that Connor had it harder than the Terminator did, so it was way more of an uphill battle. It was way more of a more difficult war, and that's why I'd give Sarah over to the Terminator. I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
You can win me over here. You can win me over here. I think you're right.
I mean, she's trying to raise a kid, bro. She's trying to raise a kid, you know.
She was a badass.
Trying to raise a kid.
Okay. I'll agree with
an S. A good kid who knows how to rob an ATM machine.
I'll agree with an S here.
I would have put her at an S if it was only the first 2 movies. If it was just the first 2, she'd be an S. To me, Dark Fate knocks her down to an A a little bit. Like seeing I don't know, like them trotting her out of retirement to play Sarah Connor again depressed me a little. But
but she didn't write that movie. She was just doing her job. I mean, but like Terminator 2, when people think of Sarah Connor, they think of that picture right there of her right there. Badass. Sarah Connor, Terminator 2, the one who's more badass than half the dudes on this list.
The best Terminator.
I had Sarah high on my list, so I'm kind of with you, brother.
Yeah.
The crazy part about it is,
I would agree with
that. You know, when they taught Edward Furlong to rob the ATM in Terminator 2, he actually took that into real life and did it a couple of years later because that's the way he was living. So it's like, you know, he was living that life. But you know what? I'm cool with an S for her. I'm cool with an S for her. Okay.
She might end up lower on the list because by the end we're going to rank the S tier. But
yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
All right. Well, Gucci, you're up.
Oh shit, am I?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see who we got here. No. You know, I'm a big fan of this guy. I think he's fantastic. And he's an action hero in everything he does. I don't know about it anymore. But I'll go Dirty Harry here. I'll go Dirty Harry.
All right. So, what do we got? Dirty Harry. I know. Here you go.
Kind of in the middle next to Terminator, yeah.
Yeah, so what would you rank him?
You know what? I would put Dirty Harry in a Martin Riggs area of a B.
Yeah.
Who'd you go with, Tom? Who'd you go with?
I went with Dirty Harry.
Oh, hell yeah. He's got to be high up there.
Well, I mean, he had one of the best action lines of all time. Go ahead, make my day.
You know what? Can I give you one more line he made?
The best.
One more line. One of my favorites. And I know Wang's a big fan of the one-liners. You remember when, I think it was the mayor that was yelling at him? And he's like, you can't just go around shooting people. You know, how did you know who you were shooting? How did you know that he was the hillside killer or whatever? And he goes, anytime you see a guy running around with a hatchet in one hand and his prick in the other, you know the Red Cross.
No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yep, right.
I mean, it's a fantastic film. Then go ahead and make my day.
Right there,
well, how did you know he was the serial rapist? Any guy running around with a butcher knife in one hand and his prick in the other, and collecting for the Red Cross.
Beautiful.
Oh, that killed me, dude.
And he had a 357 Magnum.
Those are old Don Siegel movies. Don Siegel knew what he was doing back then. Those are rugged, rough and tumble, real action movies.
Yes, totally.
Real men
with great car chases and really good shit that doesn't happen anymore. Like Clint Eastwood, circumvented this whole genre. I don't know if I think a B is. I mean, he's very. Martin Riggs knows what with Dirty Harry. I mean, all these people came after Dirty Harry. I mean, that's what if Die Hard was done in the 60s, it would have been Clint Eastwood as fucking John McClane, and not just Clint Eastwood himself, but
you're talking about a guy who wrote the book.
Right. Of course. He wrote the book on that kind of stuff and he was fantastic at it. I would, I could argue for an A, but he's right there with Riggs and Bourne.
Just remember, they didn't have Brad Bird and the CGI factory.
Right, no, of course.
Okay, you had to deal with what you had.
Totally. And he was great at it. Yep. And like I said, go ahead and make my day is pretty fucking fantastic. One of the best lines of all time, no question.
If you're not going to give him, Tom, you got to have Clint in the S somewhere. So if it's not this, then you're going for the good, the bad, and the ugly, or something else.
That's my vote is for The Man with No Name. So I think that's why I would put Dirty Harry at a B, is because there's another point I would put higher. But I think
you'd put The Man with No Name up in the S, huh?
An S or an A, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I feel you. That's a good point.
I like A.
Well, I mean,
Kaiser's point.
Yeah.
He wrote the book.
Totally.
Yep.
And I agree with that. I mean, Any Which Way But Loose is definitely an S. I mean, to teach an orangutan to do stuff. I mean, it's pretty amazing. But
hey, can I ask Gucci a quick 5-point question?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Gucci versus Wang for 5 points.
Go ahead.
What was the name of Rick Reed's dog in Smokey and the Bandit?
Oh shit. Was it Dirty Harry? I don't know.
No. It has nothing to do with this. I'm just Gucci. It's the winner for 5 points.
I mean, I would. No, I'd lose. Fuck. I haven't seen Smoking the Bandit in a long time.
You guys want multiple choice?
Yeah.
I think multiple choice.
Is it Ted? Is it Frank? Is it Fred? Or is it Leroy?
Fred.
I think it's Frank.
And your winner, Strange Wang, coming from bringing it,
nice,
bringing it on the multiple. Good pull, bro.
There you
Fred,
go.
You could hear him saying that shit now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes we
Great
just
film.
play random quizzes in the middle of other people's shows. We can go back to your thing now.
Totally.
I almost went with Snowman, but I was like,
who would be a better
name.
Dirty Harry, Kaiser or me? I think Kaiser would be a better Dirty Harry than I am.
I think I agree.
Yeah, go with Kaiser.
I got a shorter fuse than you. You have more patience than me.
I think I'd be a better John McClane than you.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You be making fists with your toes and shit in the hotel. I know.
Yeah, totally.
I'm more of a fucking hard ass than you, no doubt.
Yeah, you would play a better Jack Burton than me in Big Trouble in Little Vagina
in
too.
over his head. That's me.
Yeah, right.
The asshole was in over his head.
Yeah,
I'd be a good Burton for sure.
I'd probably play a better Indiana Jones than you, though.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
I don't proclaim to be proficient in the
Well, Zipper would play us would be a better Jason Bourne than both of us.
Zippers, the Jason Bourne you fear the
I can live
most.
with
Like,
that.
no, you really ain't seen
for
this
sure.
man coming. Like, this man is so deep in Treadwell. Like, they got him living under the
Before you know it,
concrete.
I'll kill you with a bomb.
Well, that's what it takes. It.
Zipper wakes up in a
Okay.
ball pit in Chunky Cheese and finds 7 pet passports.
Who told you about that? How do
Passports
you
and
know
all
that?
the different denominations of money.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Joke Award goes to Tom Dagnino
Yep.
with the ball crawl joke. So far, that's your number one. That's your number. Get in line if you want to beat that one. All right. Whose turn is it,
All
by
right.
the way?
Kaiser, just
We
to
got
let you
Strange
know,
Wang up.
Dirty Harry can still make it into the top 10 if we're in A-list. We pull A-list sometimes from into S.
All right,
at the
that's all
very
good.
end,
You
so
put him where you put him.
he
That
can
is
still
what
make
it
it
is.
in there. He can still make it
Yep.
in there.
Is it my fucking turn? Or is it Wang?
It's Wang. So what
Okay.
do you got, Wang?
Like, I didn't pick him because I was just assumed he would have been first pick, first round, Dutch. You got to have a Schwarzenegger in S tier. Dutch, for me,
I know I saw him. Around
perfect
there.
combination. Perfect combination of one-liners, action, and he's a thinking man. When he does have to fight the Predator, covers in mud, total S tier.
That's his best movie. That's Schwarzenegger's best movie, period.
Just
Stick
those
around.
that guy, stick around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything
Period.
about
His
that movie is
best
gold.
movie.
Gold.
You know what? I'm sorry. Terminator 1 is his best movie, then that.
That's
I would agree with that. I agree with
it's
that.
close. It's close.
T2 is number 3.
I love
Dutch
Commando.
is his best human role.
I love Commando too.
Commando's
Yep.
fucking fantastic.
Commando's good, but I don't love it. It's
I mean,
good.
No, no, you're right. Kaiser Predators is his. That's the best film he's done.
I can
That's
see
all
Kaiser.
him.
His best
It's all him.
non-Terminator film. Yeah.
Also, he gets points for the same thing as Ripley, right? In that he went up against the coolest, most badass, scariest monster, right? He went up against the fucking Predator
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
with nothing, just like John McClane. He had nothing. And
Yeah,
he still made it happen.
I mean, let's not
what's
forget
cool
about
Predator.
about
Yeah.
what's cool about Dutch is he starts out as the alpha of the movie because he's Schwarzenegger, and you think he's going to be just unstoppable force. He takes out the entire village damn near single-handedly. Him and Jesse Ventura, but the thing is, you realize the Predator is really the alpha on the hunt, and when they go toe to toe, Predator's kicking his ass, and he has to go primal and get smart. So he's got to, cover himself in the mud. He's got to take some guerrilla tactics. He's got to do what he's got to do. And he ends up overtaking him using his brains and his brawn because he actually ends up being a pretty smart dude. Rigging up all those traps around the camp, going old school. Yeah. He's cool. And, he's kind of an underdog near the end, but he pulls it out, man, using his brains.
Crazy part about it was, he got all the booby trap techniques from Data from the Goonies that he really worked it out there. But no, I think you're 100% right. That's a quintessential S tier for sure. I mean, what a genius, but what a fantastic film. Shane Black clearly is the best, action hero writer of all time. You're talking Predator, you're talking Lethal Weapon. I mean, just
Last Boy Scout.
Last Boy Scout, fantastic stuff. I mean, this
Nice
guy's
guys.
oh yeah, amazing. Just countless other things as well. But I think Predator was probably his opus, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we can't forget about the Terminator and Action Jackson. The handshake in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yelling, you son of a bitch.
It's just,
Machismo.
Yeah.
it's veins and muscles.
Testosterone off the level. Yep.
Off the level, and it was real too.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And
And
$300
also-
on baby oil for that scene alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Or KY jelly, and then use it later for other things. But anyway, yeah. S.
And he's also cool enough that the Predator actually showed him some respect.
Shout out to KY Jelly, who's
Near
underrated
the
in the
end,
show
when the
tonight.
Predator takes off his mask at the end, like he doesn't do that for anybody else, and he shows him like the real.
Oh yeah, he gave it to him
underneath the mouse. He didn't do that for anyone else, and like the Predator had so many chances to kill him in the movie, but he didn't kill him right away. He wanted to go mano a mano with him. So
yeah, he gave him
respected
respect
enough to do that. Yeah,
gave him respect.
But yeah,
I
it's
appreciate that. Beautiful movie, one of the best.
So yeah.
So does everyone know
Well,
that the
that's
rest
great,
of this is going to be airing on the Criterion channel tonight? It's a 4.5 hour special.
Right, yep,
Hosted
exactly.
by Leonard Maltin, and Strange Wang is going to do double duty. He said he'd work overtime I'd pay money to see Malm and
Painful.
Wang do a show together. All fucking
Yeah.
All right.
We should.
Oh yeah.
Is it my turn? Can I go?
It's your turn. Yep. You're up.
Yeah, you go,
Kaiser.
guys.
Yep. What do you got?
All right, so here's something we got to look at when we look at this list. Not a lot of these people did it on their own. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people had a lot of help, okay? Mcclane, he didn't have nobody.
Nope.
Even John Wick ends up having somebody at first. You know, when you look at this list, Rambo had nobody. He had himself. Okay, you got to look at some of these people. Furiosa, she had Max. Max had Furiosa. You know, you go down the line. Even Dirty Harry had a couple cops to shoot it, you know, when they surrounded the joint. You got to look at the guys who didn't have anybody. And I'm talking about Snake Plissken. This man was dumped into Manhattan, which is a complete psycho ward of convicts and lunatics and the president. And the only guy, he's lucky he found a taxi driver. I mean, that's all he could get is a ride around town. He had to do it all on his own.
leaving just throws him there.
He's got what Wang is telling. He's got the one-liners like Wang likes. He's got the attitude. You know, Gucci, not for nothing. Maybe you might be a better Snake Plissken than me. No, you'd be a better Ernest Borgnine. You'd be the good taxi driver.
No, you're Snake Plissken. You're Snake Plissken.
But you know what you are? You're the brain. You're the, what's his name? Who's the guy who played the brain?
Harry Dean Stanton or the other
Harry
guy?
Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
Now that's Gucci.
Yeah.
See, Gucci's. So me and Gucci are like the brain.
Everyone wants to be Harry Dean Stanton, or everyone should want to be Harry Dean Stanton.
That's
the
true.
brain. He had the hot girlfriend, bro. I mean, let's be real. That's another, you know. But I'm saying you got to put Snake. I put him in the S because I think Escape from New York is as good as all those movies you've got up there. Like I couldn't say, well, Alien's better than Escape, or Escape's or Predator's better than Escape. I could say Rambo is, but I think Rambo's the best movie. Rambo and Die Hard are the two best movies on this whole thing. Like you can't mess with those two.
Yeah.
Everything goes both Rambo and Die Hard, I feel. And when you talk about what
Predator has a shot there.
I think it goes one tier lower. But I'm talking if we're just talking movies, Gucci.
Yeah.
I don't think you can beat Rambo and Die Hard. Period.
No. Totally.
But but again, I'm a big John Carpenter head. I'm a big. I
understand what you're saying here, but look at the other movies in that category. I mean, you know, when you talk about action adventure or action heroes, you know, it's Rambo, it's Mcclane, it's Dutch, it's Sarah Connor, it's the guy from Raid, it's homegirl from Aliens. I'd put Snake at an A. That's where I would go with it.
Okay.
I mean, that's just me.
If I see you put Captain America up there, we're not friends no more.
No, that's
so you know. If you bump Snake,
I'm going to put that as a never seen, never want to see. So the way I look at it is, I don't know. I look at the other movies up there, and I'm like, Escaping New York. Not on that.
You're looking at Conan the Barbarian and saying that's a better movie than.
Well, no, not at all. No, not at all. I'm just saying I think it's right up there.
I'm trying to look at what could possibly be better.
/ Dirty Harry. I think every single movie up on the S tier right now is better than Escape from New York.
I think you're right.
I would put that.
I mean, if you're going to talk from a critical standpoint. If you're going to talk from a critical standpoint, I think it's as good as Predator. You can't beat Terminator or T2. You can't beat Alien. You can't beat Die Hard.
No way.
You know, the thing about the Raid is it's literally in a category all in of its own. There's nothing to compare to it. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
that's the beauty of that. And then Rambo's the best of all time. So
right. I'm
with you. I could see you bumping him down to an A.
I'd go with an A with it. I mean, in all honesty.
If we're factoring in, like, I agree with Tom that the movie's not quite as good, but the character itself, like, I think Snake Plissken is incredibly iconic. I think, like, you see that eye patch, you hear that voice, it's just, like, immediate, you know? And even though I don't think the movie is the coolest thing in the world, I think that the fact that he manages to be that cool, he manages to be so much cooler than the movie he's in. You know what I mean? Like the character is on a tier above,
and he smokes cigarettes. He smokes cigarettes too. You got to give him points for that.
So,
Wang, what do you think?
I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's ask Wang real quick.
I'm gonna say A because in Escape from New York, he kills Ox Baker, but he's not just in Escape from New York. He's in Escape from L.A.
Oh yeah.
If we're talking
Yeah.
just Escape from New York, I'm with Kaiser. S. I love Snake Plissken. I even love Escape from L.A. because how bad it is. You got
Right.
Steve Buscemi on
Really
like a
bad.
surfboard in the middle of L.A. Crazy,
Yeah.
terrible movie. But
Terrible.
You got the guy from
It
Easy
hurts the
Riders
character.
in there.
yeah, exactly. It hurts the character for me,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna put it in the A tier.
I agree.
I'll go with strong A. Yeah, he's definitely the one on here that's the biggest reluctant hero that he's thrown into a situation that he'd rather not do at all. Kind of like
My
Mcclane,
favorite line, they go,
you know,
like,
yeah.
like he goes, the president's been captured. He goes, the president of what?
Yeah.
The president.
He doesn't
The president's
he
been
doesn't give a
kidnapped.
shit about Dr.
Really is
Pleasant.
writing.
President of what?
Yeah. Like he doesn't give a damn. If he could figure out a way to get the hell out of there, he would.
He's got
But,
so
he's
many
only
great
doing it for his own
one-liners.
survival.
So
But
cool.
yeah,
he's
he's the best
so cool.
reluctant hero.
for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
think, I think that's. I think
Strong A.
that's fair.
Mm.
That's fair.
Mm.
Yes.
And also he might move up because we want to have 10 in
He
the
might
S
move up because we pull stuff at
end.
the end and we shuffle things around. So he could go, we could move.
Yep.
Good
Yeah,
news is we'll be doing part 6, May 13th. It's a Tuesday.
Right. Yep. Tune in. Yep. We'll be doing it. So
All right, Z-Man.
Zipper, you're up.
All right. My next one that I'm going to try to get on the S tier, you guys might talk me down to an A here, but I'm going to do my best, is I'm going with, from one of my absolute favorite movies, The Bride from Kill Bill. I mean, just look at her. Like, she took that yellow tracksuit that was already iconic for a different actor in a different movie and made it iconic a second time. She fights like 100 dudes in the House of Blue Leaves, chopping all their limbs off. And then more from that, if you're going with just sheer willpower, she 1-inch punches her way out of a fucking coffin and climbs back from within a grave. Like, you just can't beat that for me. So to me, The Bride is S tier. Also, I think having like a revenge subgenre character represented on here, like, to me, she's one of the icons of the revenge genre. When it comes to crossing people off a list, no one did it better.
I really can't argue with
Character
that.
unlike anyone else on the list,
mean,
you know.
I don't really love the movie as a whole. I think he could have did it in one movie instead of two.
Oh, he did. It's 1 4-hour movie.
Yeah, true.
I know what he's saying. It took a while for me to like.
Yeah,
Want to come back to that movie?
He was
When I
he
first
was in
got
a
him,
one
like,
man
this is
he was
cool.
in a 1-man dick growing contest at that point.
Mm.
You know, so it's like, I agree with you, Zip, that, you know, all of your points are really super valid. But once again, you know, movies as a whole, every one up there is better than that. I mean, so to speak. I mean, it's argumentative for sure.
All those movies are better than Kill Bill for sure.
I don't know.
Yes.
Kill Bill's like top 5 movies for me. So
It's a good movie, Zip, but I don't know if it's as good as those.
I mean, you know, I'd venture to put this between somewhere A and B, in my opinion, just because. But I get what you're saying. I just don't think it's. I don't think she can hold a candle to Sarah Connor or Homegirl from Alien at that point. I think she could take any of them in a fight. I don't know about that. I don't know.
One girl fought a fucking xenomorph.
Maybe, but I don't know about that. I'd venture to say A. I'd go A here, but that's just me.
No, I think Zip's right. I think The Bride would kill Sarah Connor.
She killed her rapist while terrorized.
Yeah, but she's fighting for her son.
I ate
Which
dinner
one
at the
big
place. I had dinner in Japan at the place where the bride killed the crazy 88s.
Oh shit!
And I still saw blood on the walls. That's real. That really happened. So she should at least be an A.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe an A. I mean, but that's just me.
Maybe like the top of A. I
go A only because I think you have to have some representation. I think you got to have revenge hero, somebody on revenge tour representation up near the top. But to me, But who's the better revenge hero? Is it The Bride or is it John Wick? We got to consider that.
And don't forget, you also got Kersey from
Kersey
From,
too, yeah. But
he's got the ultimate
but Kersey
revenge
gets
skill.
silly though. Yeah, but
No,
he
but
gets
Kersey
silly.
Kersey lost the most, and Kersey came back for 7 movies and killed
Lost his
everybody.
entire family, and he's
And he
he
kept
kept coming and
back.
coming.
So he's the ultimate revenge character. Period. Okay, I
True.
mean, ahead of the bride. It's sad to say now, but Zip's right that Kill Bill's better than any fucking Death Wish movie ever made, and that's the truth.
So is John Wick.
I would go S.
Yeah, I guess you're right about John Wick. Maybe the first one. Second,
yeah, you got John Wick.
I would go S because you get to see the character arc so fleshed out. You get to see her work for it too. She killed a guy while paralyzed. She could only wiggle her big toe.
There is, you know what? You're right, bro. You make me think about how much was at stake for this woman. Makes me want to boost it back up.
I mean,
and Quentin Tarantino let me borrow the pussy wagon one time, so it's got to go S.
Right.
I think you might be right, Wang.
Yeah.
Talk me onto it. What if these other headphones are gonna die? I got to get these headphones.
All right.
Shit,
Well,
she's got the most to lose.
Yep.
No, I got them right here.
All right.
She got a kid too.
Well, I say low S. I mean, I think that's
she's
fair.
got the most to get through too, because everybody she goes against is a challenge in itself. And John Wick,
assassins in the world.
you never really feel like John Wick is in a whole lot of danger because he is the boogeyman. So I mean, you know, I guess like the bride is always in danger. I mean, she does lose against Michael Madsen. She gets put in a coffin. So, you know, like, and then at that point, you don't know if how the hell she's going to get out of it. So I guess you're rooting for her more than I would say the other ones. Yeah.
Zipper, that's my most favorite underrated pick of the night right there.
Yeah, right.
I didn't think it at first, but then I listened to reason.
Thank you. It's and look, we're talking about revenge. John Wick keeps coming up too. I also think John Wick is S tier, but we're not there yet. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's my pick, and actually, that's what I was going to go for.
Well, let's talk about it right now. Let's do it.
So yeah, so I think John Wick's one of the ultimate revenge films. Just up there with Dirty Harry, but it's a whole different kind of thing here. But at the same time, I mean, you don't mess with a man's dog. So like they killed his dog, and then is the last dying gift from his wife, and so I just feel like,
but especially in the dog, because you might as well have killed his wife when you killed his dog, because it was like the last thing.
I don't know if I agree with that, but because the guy from Death Wish literally lost his wife, and then what happened to his daughter? You know, it's like they killed the goldfish. That's the same. No,
yeah, but she let Jeff Goldblum kill her, man. Like, come on, now.
In Death Wish, it ain't the same amount of loss.
She let Jeff Goldblum do it, though. She should have been able to take it.
Yeah, I agree with
but
that.
they literally sent everybody after John Wick. I mean, everybody. They put like how many $1 million bounty on his head.
That's the thing about Hollywood is you can kill somebody's wife and you can kill somebody's brother. The minute you kill somebody's dog, everybody's up in arms. You know, you can kill anybody in the screen. Did you see what they did to that dog? Like, they're horrific. Don't ever call those screenwriters ever again. They killed a goldfish in The Secret Lives of Pets 4. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
You say that, but if someone got Iggy Smalls, you would be John Wick.
Yeah,
all day.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong, Wang.
It's because the dogs the dogs can't defend themselves, man. People can defend themselves to a certain degree, man.
But you know what happened in Death Wish? You keep underplaying what happened to this guy.
Yeah, but you know,
I don't even want to repeat it on screen. It was like it's like a 60 Minutes episode. That really happened, Zip.
I know, but to me, how many times do you want to?
Robocop really happened.
How many times do you want to rewatch Death Wish? You know, like I want to rewatch all these movies up here, man. How many times do you want to sit down and rewatch Death Wish?
Bad dude. And again, he didn't have.
He's a bad dude.
He didn't have green screens and high wires and shit.
But I think he's a badder dude in the canon films and Death Wish 3 and 4.
Okay.
He's a badder action hero.
I love Wick. I don't know that I'm ready to put Wick in S yet, but
I watched John Wick hold a shotgun up to a man's chest, reload it, and then kill the guy with it. So
yeah, no, he's definitely A. I just don't know if I'm ready to make him.
He's a capable action guy. The debate is whether he's the best, like one of the best heroes of all time.
You know what, Zip? I'll say this much: I haven't been that like. I think Fury Road and John Wick reinvigorated my cinema going experience as far as action and something to be excited about again in the action genres. I'd say Fury Road and Wick made me like give a shit again and want to go see Fury Road again. And then I made sure I don't give a, I will watch every John Wick. They make 6 of them. I'll watch them. So
I'll watch them all.
There's something to be said for that.
Right.
When John Wick literally came out of nowhere because they released a trailer, like 3 weeks before the movie was released? No one even knew it was coming, and then we got this amazing action movie.
Gucci's got to weigh in on Wick. Gucci's got to weigh in.
That just reinvigorated it. I would agree with that. All 3 of them
were great.
Gucci, do you say S or A, Gucci?
You know what? I think here's the deal with these kind of movies. They don't exist anymore. And Wick did it. Wick brought it back.
You're right.
It gave me a lot of like Steven Seagal early vibes, like
Straight
Above
up.
the Law.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that.
Mark for Death.
And I'm like, you know what? This is a movie that people try to do. Now it's like these are like B movies now, when they were the best movies back in the day. I think John Wick propelled the action kind of the action like hero genre back into coherence. And I think that's why he deserves an S.
And now everybody wants to do the John Wick formula and do the action scenes like John Wick. Everybody's trying to copy it now.
Bandwagon, because that's all people do. Hollywood is a bunch of fucking clowns who follow. They know nothing.
All they do is follow, and then when the new trend comes up, then they're too late for that one.
That's all it is. I've always said this: don't hop on a train too late, player. It just that's the way it works. So it's like, you put something out, and the next thing you know, like, oh, that's it's over with. And the next thing it hits, they're like, oh yeah, now we need fucking 30 fucking clowns that just got out of fucking school to write a new John Wick. Give me a fucking idiots.
Well, they're already trying to do it with that Bob Odenkirk one, Nobody or whatever, but it ended up being.
Well, that's more some Liam Neeson shit. That's
I hear that movie.
Nobody's solid. I like Nobody.
Yeah.
That shit.
Right, but Wick was.
I never saw it, so I can't really speak on it. But
Wick was more or less an old Steven Seagal type thing with amped up kind of like action. You know what I mean?
It had the kung fu.
Right, it was great. It was fantastic, and it was great storytelling.
The
really good
hand-to-hand combat for sure.
These action movies back in the day were not just, they weren't cheesy. They were fantastic movies.
Well, Gucci, when you were gone,
Gucci,
when you were gone, and I said, I'm not sure if I'm ready to put Wick in the S yet, but I said, I told Zip the one thing I will say is like it got me reinvested in the action genre again.
100%.
And I made sure I was at the theater in the first week to watch.
And that's the reason why I give it an S.
I think I was sleeping on that, but I realized it when I was talking to Zip.
Right. It puts you back into that thing where these movies can be successful again. Regardless of the motion picture going audience now, who are a bunch of like morons for the most part. So it's like, who want to see just like some fucking.
I like seeing a lot of martial arts based films in that S category. I gotta say, I like seeing a lot of martial arts so far in there. That's good.
Totally. I'm in with that, and that works. I'm full agreement with this, no question.
And I think between Neo and John Wick, Keanu Reeves is as much of an action icon as any of these guys.
Sure.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
I'm with you, brother.
He dances to the beat of his own.
He earned it, Zip. He
makes his own beats. Yeah. Like, when you give him, you give Keanu a script, don't think it's going to be delivered the way it's going to be delivered, because he has his own way of acting. Like, this guy acts like, I don't think anybody else could have pulled off John Wick, successfully as he did. He really knocked it down. And this guy,
Gucci, that's a good point.
And what he
did it his way.
This motherfucker is up in Santa Clarita working on the gun ranges, and don't fuck with him.
Oh, I've seen the YouTube videos. He
don't fuck with him.
He puts his whole life into it.
The training seriously, yeah.
Bro, his training is real, and he's like a true get a gun in his hand, and if we're all sitting in across the street, he'll nab every one of us in the head with a fucking one shot.
It's a very interesting. You can look at this list and say, yeah, everyone's kind of interesting to a degree, but like this guy is literally
brilliant
in his own universe. He's very singular. Whereas some of these characters could be carbon copies of each other. Even Snake and Burton, to a degree, are carbon copies.
Totally.
This is a singular thing, you know.
I dug it. Like I said,
There ain't
it
nobody on
reminds
this
me of
list like this dude.
Old
so.
Seagal, which is some of the best movies.
How come Out for Justice didn't make it on here?
We should have had a
Or Above the Law.
Nino,
Or Above
what
the
was his
Law.
name? Nico?
Right.
Nico Tuscadero?
Hey, anybody know who killed Bobby Lupo?
No, that wasn't Nico. Nico
That was,
Tuscadero was Above the Law. He was
That was
Gino.
Above the Law.
Gino.
Yeah. That was anybody who knew who killed Bobby Lupo.
Hey, Bobby, you do Bobby Lupo.
Anybody who killed Bobby Lupo? That was William Forsythe. He was great in that.
Boy, what a great scumbag, Gucci. What a great
he's a
underrated scumbag.
Yeah, William Bobby Lupo.
All right. Gucci went to high school with Bobby Lupo.
Yeah.
You're up. So
all right, let's keep track with the old school. Let's go 80s some more, and let's talk Murphy and RoboCop.
Ooh, all right. Okay. I'm remember that.
So I'll make an argument for Murphy for like a strong A. So maybe not quite S, but maybe a strong A. Maybe he makes it into like honorable mentions. And what's cool about RoboCop is you immediately have the sympathy for him, you know, to then become a hero because, you know, he gets plastered in the first 15 minutes of that movie. But he's got the humanity where you see the connection with his kid and his wife, and you legitimately feel bad for the guy when Boddicker, you know, pumps him full of bullets and kills him, so he gets this upgrade. You know, he's taking out bad guys, but then he becomes the underdog again because Boddicker's a pretty smart dude. He gets the weaponry. They've got the Ed 209. I mean, there's literally a scene where they're damn near executing him again with the entire police force shooting him when he's crawling around in the parking garage, and you feel bad for him again. So even though he's got these upgrades, he's a super cop. You still are with him and his mission to take down this corporation that, again, a corporation that made him kind of like Jason Bourne and fighting the system. And he's got even the odds against him going in that. So I love RoboCop as a hero. He's definitely, I mean, as much as they clown him up in the sequels, I mean, I still just go back to that original movie.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
I'll argue with him for as a really good hero.
I agree with you there. I think it was, it could have been very, I mean, it was super cheesy, but not really. It kind of worked
It's a silly weird premise, but they make it work.
Right, but it worked. And, you know, the same guy who wrote this also wrote, guess what?
Paul Hogan, right?
Yeah, guess what else he wrote? Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
one of the best satires of all time.
No question.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think RoboCop was like a weird kind of satire, but it actually hit on like this kind of weird genre of an action hero, and they made a lot of money off action figures, all kinds of things. I'd argue, I might lower him to a B, because I think A is fine, but I think a B might be more placed there. I mean, in my opinion, just because how they lampooned him in, the other movies, RoboCop 2 and 3 or whatever the hell they did, and they did another one. It just wasn't. It didn't hit as hard. Let's put it that way. I'd go with you have to really convince me for an A, but I'd go with a B.
But at the same time, if we put Snake Plissken in A and he had Escape from L.A., which is an equally shitty movie, like sequel, I think RoboCop can still make it in an A, even with a couple of bad sequels.
Yeah, I mean,
just to me.
Yeah, that could work.
Having never seen the sequels, I've only seen the first one. So to me, I'd say he's like a mid-low A, but I've never seen 2 and 3, so it's possible that would
same thing.
I've never seen 2 and 3 either. Yep.
I mean, he's like a B plus.
The original.
I mean, that's what I did. My grades were B plus, obviously, all the time.
I mean, we can move it to like a low A. I mean, I think.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Okay,
I'll take that.
I think that's fair.
I'm fair with that.
What's Kaiser thing? Did he go B?
Right. Yeah.
But
I jumped off for a minute, but we'll throw it over to Wang. So.
I definitely got to get his opinion on RoboCop when he gets back, so we'll come back to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we'll throw it over to Strange Wang. What you got?
Or go to Gucci next. Gucci's Gucci. Because I did RoboCop.
I'm next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're up. skipping
Let's
over you.
see. Let's see. Let's see.
What you got?
We're kind of getting near the end, so any ones you want to throw a Hail Mary for S
All
tier?
right, let's do Deadpool here.
All right.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You
Here we
think?
go. I actually might agree with you on this one.
Let's put this. Where can we put him? Let's put him at an F.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
Deadpool's a D for me, like
Yeah.
a D or an E for me.
I think the movie was corny. I think the movie
I mean, you
was.
can literally
I think it was terrible.
So, like, you're gonna win no matter what if you're gonna regenerate.
Yeah, I think it was a really. I don't know why people got their fucking dick hard over this, or their panties wet. I think it was a terrible film on so many different levels. I think this shouldn't be on here. He's not.
Then
I
why
mean,
you keep picking him?
I think this is an F. I think the jokes were
What's the
corny. I think Ryan Reynolds was terrible. This movie is the worst, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's an F. Talk me out of it, please.
All right. Well, for a straight up action hero, like it's less of action. It's more of like a superhero. I mean, he's got superpowers pretty much. So, I mean, if we're just
I never
like
feel
straight
any
up old
danger
school?
for Deadpool. Like Wolverine, I never feel any danger for him because he can regenerate. So, like, where's the risk? Where's it? Him being a hero? Like, where's the risk in that? I don't
The
know.
risk with Wolverine is that he's going to snap and hurt somebody who doesn't deserve it, right? With Wolverine, the risk is that somebody else is going to get hurt. But I think you're right with Deadpool. It's just kind of like, oh, he's going to do some one-liners and
He's just going to make some jokes and he's going to shoot some people and cut some people up and move on to the next scene. Like, I mean, I don't hate the movie, but like as a hero, I don't even think he ranks anywhere near anybody in that BA and S. Like nowhere.
Yeah.
No, he's an F.
I'm an
He's an
unapologetic superhero fan. I love superheroes. I do not love Deadpool. The like edgelord, try hard sense of humor is not my thing.
No, terrible. The jokes are terrible.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it just hit at the right time. I think it just hit at the right time. I think it was a terrible film.
I think it's such a like throwing jokes at the wall to see what sticks. I think maybe 20-30% of the jokes in those movies land at all.
Agreed.
But
it's a terrible film. He has no business being anywhere near S, A, or B. And if anybody has an argument of puts him in an S, they are a crazy person.
I think the fights are cool. I think some of the
I go like a D.
D's for me.
Yeah, I like pretty true to the comic books. I mean, the movies were, but I mean that's not saying much to whether or not he's an action hero. But they were pretty true to the comic books. I mean, I'll say that
he's a clown. That's what he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I would at least put him above Thor for me. So I'd give him like a D.
Me too.
So I mean, I would do that.
I mean, anywhere near that. But I mean, no. Well, is an E a failing grade?
Yeah, it's a failing grade.
Okay, then he's a failing grade. Yeah, he needs to be in an E because that's a fail.
We could put him there, but we'll put him above it just for the sake of it. Not that it matters, but
look, we don't want to mess. Yeah, we don't want to mess with his college admissions, but
Yeah, right.
Terrible film.
But so now we'll throw it over to Wang.
What you got?
What you got?
Just in case it doesn't happen, I'm gonna do it. Terminator S. Obvious reasons.
Right.
It's like you knew he's in the thumbnail. You know he has to be an S tier. Like there are givens in life. Like when I signed up for this, I was like, Gucci's not wearing a shirt. That's a given in life. Terminator S tier, given in life. He needs to be an S tier.
100%. Not even a question about it.
he starts as a villain. Does that affect his rankings at all? He was introduced as a villain, not as an action hero.
That's true. He was. And, there's a fine line between that, Zip. And I get what you're saying there. Because you watch 2, you don't want to see him die, and when he died, and whatever. And that's the real genesis of the whole Terminator franchise in a way. Because Schwarzenegger in Terminator 1 was a scary motherfucker. He's a villain. There's no question about that. I mean, it was a scary movie about nuclear war and all these other kind of fucking crazy things, which is a brilliant film, no question about it.
And he's a different robot in every movie, right? Like it's not one character, it's not one guy.
True. That's true.
Right.
I mean, so is this Terminator as a whole, or just Terminator 1, or
T2 because he dies. He starts.
Okay.
He dies.
T2?
As a whole,
Definitely he's an action hero there because there's sympathy there, which is pretty amazing. And it was what a beautifully written script. There's no question about that. I mean, and for that purpose, I'll definitely give him an S.
Sacrificed himself,
I don't think he's going to win here, but yes, he's definitely an S for sure.
I'd probably go A, but I can live with S. Definitely iconic.
Yeah, big time.
I would say S. Yeah.
I mean, T2 was one of the best movies of all time.
If Sarah Connor's an S, you got to put Terminator in S too.
It's two of the greatest heroes in the same movie. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Correct.
But then there are 4 bad movies after those first 2 movies. I mean,
Like
One robot.
really bad.
One
Like,
robot.
Yo, he ain't
like,
wrong. He ain't wrong.
unwatchable bad.
There's one robot still.
Yeah, but technically, the Terminators in those other movies are not the Terminator from
are not
T2,
him.
'cause that one died.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
It
Now
starts
we're
all
talking.
over again.
Yep.
So I think I win on a technicality.
Oh yeah.
I can go with that.
Low S. But Kaiser, you're back just in time because you're up. So
Kaiser,
I'm
real
up.
quick before you nominate, we were having a pretty good debate about Murphy, Robocop. Where would you put Robocop?
oh yeah,
You missed that.
Yeah.
Kaiser.
Yeah,
You do him in
I
an
don't
A.
know. No, I wouldn't put him there, but
I had him A-B.
yeah, B before A.
I could live with a B for RoboCop.
I don't
too.
see that dude
You had him
coming
in
in.
a low A.
Honestly,
The movie, come on, think about it.
If
The
you
main
revisit
villain-
the movie, it's kind of corny.
The main villain was the dude's dad from that '70s show. How hard could he be
That's
to
true.
defeat?
Well, he was all coked up. He was
Put some
coked
respect
up.
on Kurtwood Smith's name.
All right,
yeah.
Zip. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Why is Han Solo not an A? I mean,
Well, if you want to pick Han
I mean,
Solo,
is that
Well,
your
actually, you can pick
Not
somebody.
his movie.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Han Solo's got to be a freaking A. He's the coolest character
Yeah.
in the entire Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
But is he a super action hero?
I think he's more of an action hero than Luke is in a
Than
lot
Luke
of
is.
ways.
Oh, yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
He's a gambler.
He actually fights dudes one-on-one. He actually is like hand-to-hand combat. He's not afraid to throw down.
Yeah. Luke knew nothing. Luke just
Greedo
got
in a
blessed
bar
with.
fight with
Luke
Khan.
just got blessed with like Jedi stuff.
Dude,
You know,
Han
so-
Solo. Let me make a point about Han Solo. Han Solo, they open that door in Empire Strikes Back. Darth Vader's standing right there. What's the first thing you do? He pulls his
Takes
gun
a
out and
shot.
tries to shoot him right in the face.
And we all know
He ain't afraid.
he blew away Greedo.
Yeah, that's gangster.
Clean head. He didn't wait for nobody to give
gangster,
him no
man.
answer.
Yeah, he McCluckied him, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
if that's what they call that, the old South Side McClucky. He gave it
The
to
old
him.
McClunky.
You shot
Speaking of
first.
I mean, when I'm looking at this list, I'm like, you're talking about probably the greatest franchise in cinema history. So you got to pull the best action hero out of that and put him somewhere in the top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Well, where's Topper Harley here? So
It's about Bull Hurley.
no, Charlie Sheen and
Seriously.
Hot Shots.
Charlie Sheen and Hot Shots.
Was that his name? Topper
Yeah.
Hurley.
Topper
Topper
Harley.
I saw that movie once in the theater. I'm like, yeah.
I think Kaiser might be able to play a better Topper Harley than me, maybe.
Well, because I'm goofier than you, I can get a little sillier than you. I'd be more suited for a Naked Gun movie. Then again, who are you talking about? You'd be great in a Naked Gun movie.
That's true.
You'd be a good villain in a Naked Gun movie. I'd be a good bumbling cop.
Right.
You'd-
Yeah.
I'd be a good
Tell him to be
bumbling.
the villain.
I'd be the fat guy friend of the hero, like, and then you'd be the crazy villain. So
Yeah.
just so
I don't
every
know. I'm putting Han Solo up there. Zip. Where does Han Solo go?
I actually think that's right where he goes. Like
Yeah.
top of A tier. Like
Yeah.
That's perfect.
yeah, that makes sense to me.
Well, it wasn't his movie, but it turned into his movie.
Mhm.
Right?
So,
Right? That's interesting.
yeah. That's just the way it is. I mean, that's when real stars come through. I mean, look at Henry Winkler. He was a bit part player in Happy Days, but Happy Days became Henry Winkler's show. Same thing with Steve Urkel. The same thing with Star Wars. It's Luke Skywalker's your boy, but fucking,
For those of you coming here looking for Family Matters and Star Wars comparisons, look no further.
We got the hottest Urkel takes you'll find
Gotta-
anywhere on the internet.
Hey, man, Urkel might be number 51 on the list.
Yes. But I mean, I think that's a perfect spot for him.
We're gonna have Jaleel White on next week anyway. So
he's gettable.
You'll get 3 more viewers, that's for sure.
Right.
He's gettable.
All right,
right.
Well, I got 10 minutes, guys.
All right.
Sounds good. Well,
same probably.
Well, Zipper, you got any Hail Marys at this point? We're just going for anyone you think might
Hail Marys.
All right. For my last pick, probably. Fuck it. I was gonna go with one that Kaiser threw on the list. I really like El Mariachi, but I'm gonna do my fucking Hail Mary, because I love this monkey. Fucking Caesar from the new Planet of the Apes movies. And I have a 4-word argument for why he deserves to be at least an A tier. 4 words is all I need.
Yeah. Let's go here.
Monkey with a gun.
That's true.
Yep.
Get your hands.
Monkey on a horse with a gun.
Monkey on a horse with a gun.
I've never seen any of the. I remember I saw the first one when he was still a chimp in a cage. I've never seen anything after that.
Oh, he becomes like a leader and like a real badass.
No, he's a
hero.
gangster. He's a gangster.
I'm gonna have to watch these movies.
And he crushes life. I put him in A tier. I mean, when you watch that movie, he stole that movie. That's his movie. I mean, the one where he gets shot. Which one is that? The first one, right?
It's the second one.
I thought that was War.
Second.
The first one was the best one.
I think the second one. I think the second one, Dawn, is the best one. Like,
that's a pretty good one
the best storyline.
That's a pretty good one.
Him and Koba like going back and forth on how to deal with these asshole people.
Oh yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. That's the second
and the
one.
different philosophies. Yeah.
Because he has something that every great action hero needs, which is a really good nemesis, right? He has an evil monkey that is like a great villain. You love watching them go toe to toe.
Well, the best part about it is they had monkey philosophies. Nobody has a better philosophy than a monkey. They have great philosophies.
They got good senses. Good senses.
But Koba, the bad monkey has what all great villains have, though. He has a motivation that you can sympathize with because he looks at his own arm and he goes, "This is what humans do right here." Like experimenting on him and shit. He's got a reason not to like people.
No, he stole that from, though. He stole that from Rutger Hauer in Blade Runner. That's the most sympathetic villain of all time.
Yes, of course.
That dumb bitch will make me cry every time I see him on that one scene on the roof, bro. Forget it.
Like Tears in the Rain.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like Tears in
the
the
Rain. I think a high A is probably about right then, maybe for Caesar, I think.
I think Bourne's kind of between like Snake and Furiosa, somewhere around there. Sounds pretty good.
I would put him right below Furiosa or Jackie Chan. Yeah, I'd put him somewhere around there in like mid A probably.
I agree.
There. I'm totally fine with that.
All right, we're rounding out this list.
Yeah, I got one more Hail Mary for you. So I'm gonna go with Neo from the Matrix, just because I feel like he's a guy that was just plucked out of obscurity, and he just took the right pill, and he ended up in this crazy effed up world that just gives you like a total like mind fuck, and just like he had the whole scene where he has all these guns and he walks to the metal detector and they're just shooting like crazy. And
now,
like,
when you say crazy world, you mean the franchise is a crazy mind fuck, right?
Right. Yeah. Because
the Matrix isn't real.
It's not real. It's not real.
Not real.
Not real.
Yeah, but that's literally what the movie's about.
Exactly, Zip.
Or so you
how do we know the Matrix isn't real?
Like, is it real? Who's to say? I don't know. But
and also, if there's anyone I know who I would have just assumed thought we were living in a simulation, it would have been Tom Dagnino. So
well, yeah, it's true too. That's true tue. Well, if you watch every Friday night the Gucci verse, I mean, every Friday night, late night Gucci and Kaiser is the Matrix too. So I mean that's pretty much what we live in.
Not very real there. It's not very real at all.
You're 100% right. I live in a fantasy.
I would.
It's a good one, but
I put him maybe B. I wouldn't put him S.
Gucci first.
I would put him A. I would put him S if John Wick didn't exist.
Well, the Matrix reinvented the whole entire genre. I mean, after the Matrix, every movie wants to be like that. They're doing the same bullet time, the same slow mo.
That's. I mean, look, innovation. I mean, that movie was so innovative and so crazy, and they did so many different things. That was the movie as a whole, though.
Well, that maybe gets him to an A. Maybe that.
You could say the same thing about Jason Bourne, and he's
that's true. Yeah. That's
So
true.
Neo-
I'd rather watch a Bourne movie than a Neo movie. I'll say that much.
Well, I
No
mean,
way. No
I
way.
gotta
Sequels
tell
are
you,
garbage.
I'd rather watch Lethal Weapon than anything else in the A category right now.
Me too. Agreed.
Yeah.
I'd say that or
Right.
Escape from New York would be my top two choices
Right.
that I'd watch
So,
right
I mean,
now.
That's something, but we're talking about individuals here.
Maybe right there.
Yeah, individuals like Neo doesn't completely make that movie dope. Like he's
No.
good.
Yeah.
No,
That's fair.
Yeah.
that's
Morpheus,
fair, and that's where it's at.
Morpheus
I'll go
almost
B.
belongs up there as much, if not more, than Neo does.
That's
Right,
true
right.
too. That's true too.
Neo
So-
becomes a side character in the second two movies, though. He's not even the focus, which hurts it overall because he's not
Right.
even the main character in those movies.
Well,
They
we
give
don't
him
have
shit
to-
about the other characters in those movies. He's got nothing to do.
I mean, after the second one, no one watched the third one, so
Hmm.
I'd rather watch RoboCop 2 with Tom Dagnino
The Matrix
as a little kid
Yeah.
doing drugs than to
Yeah,
watch the Matrix.
That's true. That's true.
See, so there's something to be said for that.
Right, right.
That's true.
What do you
All
think?
right, who's
What do you
next?
think A is a solid spot then? Would you put it at A or would you drop it to a B?
Not me.
I'll go
but-
B.
I'd keep him.
Behind
there.
Riggs.
Yeah.
He's B
I'll
all
leave it
day.
at A. But so at this point, do we have anything else? Like I'm just gonna open it up to
Bruce Lee's got to go
is there
S.
anything else that
Yeah, right. Wang's like, before we go do anything, somebody put Bruce Lee up in that top fucking thing.
Yeah.
He's
Right,
like, stop
right.
playing games with me.
You got one more in S. It's got to be Lee.
you can put him up
Bruce
there. Yeah,
Lee.
yeah. No, I would agree with that. Like he's like the OG for kung fu movies. Like damn near invented the genre. So I mean,
But again, is that Bruce Lee or is that this character? Right? Like,
Right,
are we
That is
judging it
true,
mostly
yeah.
just because it's Bruce Lee?
right.
Mhm.
Well, I
It's a
like
character,
the Dragon personally
He did
just
some
because
Jackie
I
Chan in
like
that movie, though.
the cast of characters. That's why Enter the Dragon's my favorite because you still get to see Jim Kelly and you still get to see like that other.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many unique. It feels like a video game before video games. You know.
It feels like Mortal Kombat before Mortal Kombat.
Straight up.
Yeah,
and I
but
think
better.
so to me, that's the most brilliant work in the Bruce Lee franchise. But yes, I think you've what we were talking about, like the kings of cinema. There's only so many you can count on a couple hands. Like the Charlie Chaplin, you won't ever find anybody like that. Buster Keaton, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, like these very unique, singular, once in a lifetime type personalities.
Gucci.
Gucci, not in cinema. Gucci on YouTube, sure. If we were doing the top 10 YouTube assholes of all time, sure. We're talking about people with real, like hand-to-hand combat talent.
Yes.
I like you in a fight, Gucci, if the first couple guys have been knocked out, and I'm like, okay, now we just got to get through the next three. Then I'm like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah, yeah.
come on,
Then we're good.
come
then
on,
we're good.
because I'm not even the guy
Dirtiest
you
player in
want.
the
I'm the guy you want to throw in to get punched first. Like, let them punch themselves on me, and then everybody swarms. Like that was my role.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a whole.
I'd
That's a
let
different story.
I'd let everybody fight, and then I just walk away with the person who's knocked out's girlfriend.
Yeah, give me the loot.
Yeah.
Give me the loot.
Yeah. So.
I got one last Hail Mary. One last one.
yeah, right. You can have a
To
lot of
me,
picks. So go for
I
it.
go Maximus from Gladiator, man. You want to talk about a guy who lost everything and has to fight for his damn survival and starts a revolution. Talk about Maximus, a dude who, like you were talking about, Kaiser loses more than Paul Kersey. Then he loses family and becomes a slave. That's the
He
biggest
lost. Yeah,
shitstorm he ever. And
that is a lot to come back from.
that's a lot to come back from, dude. And he's got to fight literally an entire country, like this system that's against him, just wanting blood. And he gets an entire country on his side and has to take out this dictator, man. Like he's got the skills to do it, man.
He's got to go out. He's got to fight in the ring on the political level. Like I didn't really think about it that way till you.
Nah, what a
explained it.
beautiful movie.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
I didn't
He
think about it
deserves
that
to at
way.
least be in like top of A or like honorable mentions for like top 10. He's got to be up there, man. Like as far as a sympathetic hero, man.
He's
that
in
you're
A,
with the whole
and he
thing.
could
Yeah,
could be cracking the S category.
Yes, well, and that's the thing is we're gonna make a top 10 with 3 or 4 honorable mentions to go on the poll. So I think he at least needs to be in the conversation. That's all. And that's my Hail Mary. But yeah, I think Maximus, the more you watch that movie, man, you're just like, damn, what a shit hand this guy get dealt, and he just fights right back, dude. And he's self-sacrificed. You know, he's not afraid to go down without a fight. He's the man, dude. Maximus is awesome.
He is the man.
I think that's Ridley Scott's best movie.
I think you're right.
I think Alien or Blade Runner.
Alien first.
Ridley Scott's.
Nah,
I think
Blade Runner's overrated.
No, it is not overrated.
Both of them are
Beautiful.
It is.
Actually, I'm going Blade Runner 1, Alien 2, for sure. Only because of Rutger Hauer's character is like the greatest.
I'll take Gladiator over both those movies.
The problem
I'll
is,
take The Martian over Blade Runner.
You crazy as fuck.
That's
Same.
crazy.
I'm gonna take The Martian over Blade Runner.
The Martian over Blade Runner, you silly fucking model making douchebags.
Blade Runner.
The only
was
movie more overrated than Blade Runner is Blade Runner 2049. Both of them overrated.
The worst. Blade Runner 2049 is one of the worst movies ever made.
You guys undersell the Rutger Hauer character, man, in that movie.
Terrible film.
So
The best part of that movie is only
Straight up masterpiece.
Wake Up, Time
At
to
the box
Die.
office, no one wanted to see it. You know,
They didn't want to see it because it was overdone. And trust me, I worked
You're
on
right.
it.
It's Alien 1, Blade Runner 2.
It's a terrible film.
Yeah.
Everybody behind it's a piece of shit.
Which one? All
Except-
Blade Runners?
No, 2049.
Okay.
No, Denis is a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. But everybody else involved in it was terrible. The budget was overblown. It was Ryan Gosling walking into fucking fake sets in Bulgaria. There was $280 million worth of nothing. They lost a ton of money. The genre didn't do anything. It won't do anything. They're trying to do a video game. It's Scott Mance's favorite movie, but who cares about Scott Mance? He's a great guy. But anyway, that being said,
did you
Blade
see
Runner-
that in like a
Blade
Dolby
Runner was
theater with
forward.
the speakers and shit, like the 2049? I'm not trying to oversell 2049, but I don't think
I
it's the
fucking-
I saw
that is
rough
like a
cuts of
cinematic experience.
I saw rough cuts of 2049, and they should have cut the movie down 45 minutes, and it might have been better. And Ryan Gosling was like
rough cuts. Were you sweeping the floor in the edit bays or something?
No. I was working for Alcon at the time.
Oh right.
Make you worried about Dune too.
I forgot they made that movie.
Yeah, I'm sitting there watching this thing, and I'm like, this is terrible. And I'm like, you're spending too much money. And Ryan Gosling was like the ninth choice to play that part. I mean, they went after everybody to play that part.
You got some valid points.
They had to sit back and settle for Ryan Gosling for 2049. That's not his role. That's not his role.
It's not.
This isn't even one of the movies we're talking about, man. You're giving away these bad opinions for free.
The guy who had to go 10 minutes ago, you still feel a certain sort of fucking way about Ryan Gosling.
I got 5 minutes.
Did he take your girl one night or something in a bar? Like, I think
he was terrible in it. That's not his movie.
No, he wasn't great.
They should have hired Michael Shannon for that.
I think he's amazing in it. It's fine.
He's great in Drive. Why is his character from Drive not on this list?
Yeah,
swinging that hammer at motherfuckers. That should be on the list.
Drive actually. The driver is a pretty solid.
Hell yeah, that's yearly viewing.
What was Blade Runner 2049? 2 hours and 45 minutes of Ryan Gosling walking into smoke.
All of them great.
3.5 hours.
Deacons forever.
Well, Deacons.
It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful, but I think Gucci's got valid points. I like the movie, but I think Gucci's got valid points.
It's not a great movie.
All right, so who's next? Is that it? We done?
Well, so
Can I get one more Hail Mary?
Yeah, one more.
Hail Mary, yeah.
$280 million for Ryan Gosling walking into smoke in Bulgaria.
Oh my god!
You could go with The Man with No Name. We brought up that, or I mean, there's a few.
I'm gonna put. Okay, so is Thor an F?
Yep, we got Thor pretty low.
Put Riddick along with him because no one gives a shit about Thor.
Pitch black.
Drop his ass, man. Put him on the
Who's that? Triple X?
Yeah,
exactly. Ice Cube was a better Triple X. Ice Cube was better than Triple X.
Triple X in space. It's worse.
I think he just offended.
Flunk his ass.
Yeah,
that fake breakdancing, bald-headed motherfucker. Flunk his ass. Fake ass action hero.
Well, we're looking for a Hail Mary for S tier, though.
Hail Mary to the F.
All right, that's fine. There you go.
Hail Mary to anybody with a fucking suit on.
My Hail Mary, Kaiser, it was going to be fucking El Mariachi because I like
should.
him. No, fuck you. You talk shit about Riddick. So I'm going Man with No Name for S tier.
Yeah, but you're right though with that one, Zip. That's a good call.
We need a cowboy on here. We need a Western character, and he is
hell
the
yeah.
most
You need a Western
iconic
character.
one.
S his ass. Put him in the
Who do we
S.
take off?
He's the greatest.
Yeah.
He's the
Who we take
greatest
off?
country and Western singer, gunslinger, whatever in the history of cinema. You want to know his dog's name was Fred? I heard.
Well, it's like Paula Cole said in that song, "Where have all the cowboys gone?"
See, Gucci, right down that alone is a good.
You know, it's he was fantastic in it. I mean, Clint Eastwood in anything back in the 70s and 80s were. I mean, the 60s and 70s were great.
Yo, he just come into town on some nameless ass donkey and tell you, listen, here's how you people need to fight. You need to stick up for yourselves. The Pale Rider, Josie Wales. I guess. And here's what's up. Don't sleep on Josie Wales. He should be in this list.
Oh yeah.
Because he lost the same shit that Paul Kersey in Death.
But when we talk about characters who do it with nothing, right? Who didn't have anything.
You're right, and he's the most iconic. He's the most
doesn't even have a name.
I just like Josie Wales because he's chewing tobacco the whole time and he's spitting it on people's jackets and shit. Like that's cool to me. That's cool action hero behavior.
It is.
So, but I'm with you, Zip. Man with No Name.
I'll be with Kaiser on this one in that I think he's got other Western characters that have more of a hero sympathy thing. I think the Man with No Name is just a bounty hunter going after bounties. But like,
he's
does
literally
he really have
good in the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Hey, Zip. You're not gonna find a bigger Man with No Name fan than me. For a few dollars more is one of my favorite movies of all time. Period. But like, I'm just merely arguing as far as we're talking about heroes on here. And
I'm gonna be real with you. I think Pale Rider and Josie Wales are his two best westerns. Now I understand the iconicness of this, but I think I'd rather watch Josie Wales than any of these Leone movies. Josie Wales directed by Clint Eastwood. I'd rather watch Pale Rider than any of these Man with No Name movies, and I'm not taking nothing away from him. I'm just saying.
If we put him in
the character's one of the coolest characters, but like we don't know shit about him. We don't know his hero motive. You needed some kind of motivation to be a hero,
man.
It's cool, but does it
maybe he's not real? Maybe he's a wraith.
Well, don't let
that.
Don't let Gucci know if he's not real.
Yeah, it's true.
No, but spirits are real.
I can't say
the spirit world is real.
He's a better
dragons are not real. The spirit world is real.
Why isn't Teen Wolf on this in the S level? Right. Because I mean, he's the best, obviously.
What about Marty McFly? Is kind of an action hero.
Yeah, him too.
I put Marty McFly ahead of Thor. That's for goddamn sure.
100%.
Okay,
Thor shouldn't be on.
Would you put Man with No Name as a pure hero above Maximus and Han Solo? Come on. Like, we don't know shit about him. We don't know. You're always talking about the backstory and the sympathy and the reason why we get behind him as a hero.
Here's the difference, brother. The Man with No Name films I'd rather watch than Gladiator. So that's the fundamental disconnect for me. So while you might be right in your argument of what's a better action hero, I always got to come back to cinema in the end, man. And I would rather watch a Man with No Name movie. I feel like I've seen Gladiator twice, and that's all I need to see that movie. Now, I'm not saying I'm putting no respect on it. I don't give a shit if I ever see it again. Not to say, and I think it's a great movie, but I've seen it. I've been there. I've done it. With these movies, I want to, come back to them. That's why I come back to the Raid. I come back to Die Hard. I come back to Alien. Like, I don't need to come back to Maximus. But I will watch a fucking Man with No Name movie. Yeah. That's just me.
I'm the guy on the panel who's been arguing for the merits of heroes, so that's just where I'm coming from. So
your merits are correct in your context.
I take the movie in a second tier to what the hero is. That's all. That's all I'm talking about.
At the end of the day, you gotta wait.
I understand. I understand your argument. I'm totally with you. I understand. This is where I'm coming from to this panel. That's all.
Whether it's a fistful of dollars.
Did Cheech and Chong make the list?
No.
as themselves.
But they are heroes.
You ain't fucking kidding, they're heroes.
Right.
You bet.
So let's get some rankings of what we got so far. Let's shuffle some things around and see what we got.
If you guys got 6 more days, we're gonna be here. We're doing
Yeah, I ain't got much left, fellas.
Well, so we just want to rank.
I gotta be up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, we gotta break it down right here.
Yeah.
So we break down the top 10, and then we get three honorable mentions. So if we need to shuffle some things around in the top 13, that's what we do.
And then tomorrow, I'm going to throw it up in the Showdown Friends and Family group, which is a group that I run. I'm going to let the fans vote on our top 10 plus 3 honorable mentions. So,
Great.
we want to.
And Zip said he's got nothing to do tomorrow night, so he'll do the rest of it with you for 3 hours. He said from 9 till 2 a.m. he's available if you need him to finish the rest of the list. And Draco might stop by.
Yeah, he will.
Throw him my way. Yeah. But we got to go with John Rambo, I think, number 1 overall. I think he's got to be first. And then maybe John McClane, number 2. I feel like that's...
Is Rama better than Bruce Lee? Can we switch that around a little bit?
For me personally, yes.
And film-wise,
I think for
again, movie-wise, here's the news. Yes,
is he more iconic than Bruce Lee of all time?
No, but he did a better movie.
Iconic, but film-wise. Yeah.
I understand that, but we're also ranking the top heroes of all time.
I think if we were including all of Bruce Lee, yes, valid argument. I think if we're just talking about any one Bruce Lee character,
good point.
Not as much
versus Rama.
Good point, Zip.
There you go.
I gotta go with Rama, and then probably Ellen Ripley. I mean, that's the next.
I mean, Ripley ahead of Rama.
That's right.
Ripley's got to go ahead of Rama.
Oh yeah, we could do that, and then maybe even Dutch. I
think you could keep Rama up there. I just think he goes down near to like 8, 9, or 10. You know what I mean? I don't think he's more iconic than Dutch and Sarah Connor and The Bride and the Terminator.
Well, Ramadan.
Yeah,
you guys talking about Ramadan?
Yeah, it's Ramadan started 4 minutes ago, so you got to put down the bread.
Yep.
And then I think Terminator's a little more iconic.
Are you eating bread right now, Tom?
No, I'm off food.
For how long, Ramadan?
I don't know how long yet.
He's been fasting for a while.
Until they change caterers on the fucking commercial.
Yeah. Somebody told me they're like, do you want to sit in this chair? I'm like, I'm off chairs. They're like, what do you mean you're off chairs? I'm like, I don't sit on chairs anymore.
Yeah, I stand.
Yeah, they're like,
sit on your ass.
They're like, yeah, I'm done. I'm off chairs.
I'm sitting. Sitting is
like, where do you
sitting
sit?
causes cancer. Maybe you should read a fucking article.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
I told them I'm off
I'd
everything.
put Wick ahead of Dutch, to be honest with you.
I would.
I would agree with that.
I'd put Wick in between Ripley and Sarah Connor personally, but
yeah, I would agree with that. And then probably
I would put the Bride ahead of Dutch.
I don't know. What do you think? But you put it above Dutch.
No, I mean, I think Predator's a great movie, man.
Yeah,
okay. Predator's the better movie, so he should get the nod.
Yeah.
I think Bride goes behind Terminator.
Yes,
yeah, of course.
I think the other two female heroes are miles ahead of the Bride. Just me personally, but I mean, she still deserves to be in the top 10. But I think
like
Ellen
how you got a really good villain turned hero in there in the Terminator. That's good.
Terminator,
move.
yeah. Mm-hmm. And if we want to have 3 honorable mentions from A tier, what do we want to do? I mean, I think maybe the top 3, or maybe
Maximus, Han Solo, and Snake.
No, what about Cesar?
Yeah, I mean,
my vote is Furiosa, but
I like Cesar.
Yeah,
if I had to pick one of those people,
I like Caesar as like a left field pick to throw people off.
Yeah,
like
you do a left field. Yeah, I mean,
because he's an animal and he's real.
You gotta have a Western.
He is real. He is real. I mean, I'm gonna vote Snake because he had to go into Manhattan in a fucking prison city and save the president.
What about Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan should be up there too.
Jackie Chan and Furiosa. Shoot, who knows?
Well, but Chang,
put
Chang ahead of Caesar.
When you put it in the Facebook thing, put Jackie Chan. Put Chang. See what they say.
Gucci, you don't have to tell them how to do. They get it. They understand.
Whatever you do.
Just trying to lead everybody.
Let's say,
is the Drunken Master more iconic than Han Solo?
Some things are better unspoken. Tom.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's true.
How the hell are you going to put an ape ahead of fucking the man with no name? Are you out of your mind? You crazy motherfuckers.
Just to throw people off.
Put an which way but loose ahead of the man with no name. Are you out of your mind?
Wait, you
don't give a shit if he can make his own bullets.
I mean,
I don't know.
There's also Furiosa, or Han Solo.
Why don't you throw a curveball in there and put him put it as Dirty Larry? and
Yeah.
just have like
A dirty-
some weird scumbag holding up
Dirty
a
or a dirty
357.
Caesar. You could do a dirty Caesar. Do you know what that is?
Oh,
Wang, tell
man.
him.
Wang knows what that is. It's bad news.
Wang invented
all
the
about
dirty
that.
Caesar in a truck stop in St. Louis.
At a Big Bob's.
And a Big Pops.
But just for
Look,
this one
you're
time,
talking about
I'd be
Han
okay with
Solo in the greatest franchise in cinema history. How does he not get?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Switch him with Jackie Chan,
your
bro.
call.
Come on, man.
No, Jackie Chan.
I kind of feel like maybe those three.
You got
Han
Bruce
Solo,
Lee and you got Rama up there in the top 10. You don't need Jackie Chan.
Yeah, we already got some kung fu or whatever martial arts represented.
But
I mean, I
Jackie
think those
Chan
three-
is a one of a kind, unique son of a bitch. To fuck.
Yeah,
I hear
yes.
it. I hear what you're saying.
But I'm just playing on a technicality that he nominated the Drunken Master character, which
Okay,
it's
that's
not as
fair.
iconic
That's
as
smart.
the
See, and if you're going that way, then Maximus is ahead of Caesar and Jackie
Maximus
Chan.
is ahead of both of them.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I win everything on technicalities.
Who got dealt more of a shit sandwich than Maximus? Come on, man. If that's one of
There's
your
an argument for
criteria.
him to be in the top, 10.
Oh, Rambo.
So I get it.
Rambo couldn't even get any
would.
sandwiches. Rambo couldn't even
Rambo,
get a
they said
sandwich.
go 20 miles up the road to get a sandwich.
He couldn't even get a shit sandwich.
They could have just walked
Right.
away. They could have walked away.
They could have.
Well, we want to switch him with Snake Plissken. I mean, that's a tough call. So, I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm fine. I don't
I
know.
switch
Look,
him with the
one
man
movie
with
won
the
an
name.
Academy
I'm not
Award,
gonna-
and who gives a shit?
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, we'll go with that for now. So, do you want to break it down, Austin? I think that's about fair. I think.
All right,
Yeah, I
so
think that's a good
well,
one, dude.
Yeah.
this is what we settled on after about 2.5 hours or 2.5 days, whatever it feels like.
Yep. Right.
So at number 1, we've got Sylvester Stallone as John Rambo. Number 2, we've got John Mcclane, played by Bruce Willis. Number 3, we've got Ellen Ripley from Alien and Aliens. We've got number 4, John Wick, the iconic Keanu Reeves as John Wick. Number 5, we got Sarah Connor, primarily from Terminator 2. Number 6, we've got Dutch from Predator, one of the greatest action movies of all time. Number 7, we got the Terminator, specifically from Terminator 2 as well. Number 8, we've got the Bride from the Kill Bill films.
Yep.
Number 9, we got Rama from one of the greatest martial arts masterpieces of all time, The Raid and The Raid 2. Number 10, we've got Bruce Lee from Way of the Dragon. Number 11, honorable mentions, we got Han Solo from Star Wars, of course. Number 12, we got the man with no name, Clint Eastwood, getting some representation. And finally, we've got Maximus from Gladiator.
I like those.
Snake almost snuck in there, man. I came close to get. I tried my hardest to get Kurt Russell in there, and son of a bitch,
Look,
Zip,
man,
I couldn't do
I'm
it.
with you. Personally, I'd throw Snake into that 13th spot, but I get it. We tried.
We got shortchanged again, cousin. That's what they do to us in the dungeon. Oh, wait a minute. You're not in the dungeon anymore. Feels like you are. You're always in the dungeon.
I left a bunch of my shit
Yeah,
down on the
support you,
lower
man. I got
levels.
my dungeon.
I told Winston you can come over for lunch any day. Yes, I listen. My
Listen,
man's
we're not
got the.
gonna, regardless of what anybody says here, we're not going to throw the giraffe from Toys R Us here.
Right.
It's not going to really work.
Sorry, I know you really want. Yeah.
No, listen, I got to go.
All right,
Anyway,
goodbye, Tom.
guys, I got to see Bruce Willis tomorrow. I'm going to go with the action hero tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I
Tell
can-
him, you know what? Make sure you lie to him and tell him he came in number 1 and Rambo came in 2. Just lie to him.
I got a couple other things I want to tell you, and I'm going to tell a story about what he did on today. I'll tell it on the Gucci verse on Friday.
Yeah,
What do you got to
you're
pull,
there.
Gucci, before you go?
What's up?
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to promote before you go? Like,
Plug before you go?
No. I mean, I promote. My presence promotes myself, so it doesn't really make a difference. People know where to fucking find me, dude. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, we'll just
right,
go around the
Papa.
corner with everybody else, but you can jump off if you need to.
I'll see you guys. We'll
Thanks
take
again.
it from here and do, and then
It was fun.
yada yada yada. Keep it Gucci.
Later, Gooch.
Yeah, sleep.
I got something I'd like to promote.
Yeah.
Jimmy
for it,
Choo.
Kaiser.
Jimmy Choo cologne. I'll tell you something. You get yourself a nice spray of Jimmy Choo. You rub it on.
Gotta check that out.
You think the shit you waste money on, you know what I mean? To fucking Blu-rays and fucking action figures. Go get some Jimmy Choo. This will make you smell like $1 million when you're in the line getting your vaccine.
They bump you up right to the front of the line with that.
Jimmy
Right?
Choo's. That's it for me.
All right, perfect. Well,
All right.
thanks for coming on,
note.
Kaiser. We'll throw it over to Eric Zipper. You got anything you want to promote, or where can we find you?
Yeah, man. You know, some podcasts I do. New 52.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. You know,
It's like
Just
look,
wherever.
man. Fucking,
hey, man.
I don't care about Twitter. I don't care about any of that shit. Like, if you want to see me make dumb jokes about movies, I'm on Letterboxd, and that's about it. Otherwise,
Zip, you're the best.
you can find me right here.
Right there.
Right.
Nowhere else.
Perfect.
Hey,
Straight
man,
Wang?
that's my homie. I'm. Let me tell you something. To get to hang out with Wang and Zip and Gucci
Yeah.
and you boys tonight, who I just met, it was a blast. You guys are all fun,
Absolutely,
son
man.
bitches.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
Wang
you
is
guys
the
are
man. We
already-
need to be getting Wang in on everything. He's like fucking one of the homies.
Yeah, you guys are the authorities when it comes to action movies, so I turned to you guys first for these action heroes. You know.
You turned to the right place.
Yep, for sure. So
I'll have to get you guys on to rank Stallone movies later in another episode, see what we got.
Yeah.
Wang, what's going down with you? You got any shows people need to be watching? What time is it?
What's going on?
Is that the show? I can't. I wear
Is it
glasses.
muted?
Yeah, you might be muted. I don't know.
Maybe he's muted.
Can't hear you.
Are you muted,
Hey, Wang.
Wang?
I think you're muted.
It's a mystery.
Oh wait.
No.
Are you there? Yeah.
All right,
We can
there
hear
it
you
is.
now.
Find me on
Okay.
Cinematopical. That's my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Instagram official Strange Wang. If you guys do ranking of sports coaches, I would like to be on that one.
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Coach
Leave it
Buttermaker.
Listen, Jordan, we might need you to start a new show. It's called The Dungeon Hour with Kaiser and his friends. And I'll have Zip back.
Be down
I'll
for
have
that.
Wang back. I'll get Gucci driving home. We'll even get your boy Pez to sneak in if he throws me $20, I'll put him on the show. You know what I mean? But
I'm down for that.
we might need to hire you, bro. We might need a host because obviously you're representing the right team. So
Right, exactly.
yeah, you're halfway there. So Zip's always dungeon adjacent. Wang, he goes where Gucci and Kaiser go. He's one with the land. He's like a Comanche. He just is out there trying to find his own way. He's like Kane from the Kung Fu. But we need to get something together. Maybe we'll come find you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm down for whatever you guys want to do. I mean, I'm just looking to create content. So whatever gets the views, you guys bring in the views for me. So I mean, I'm down for that.
Well, hey, as long as no one gives a shit about Thor, we're on the same page.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm totally on board with that. But Austin, where can we find you?
Now they've turned Thor into a clown show the last couple of movies.
Yeah.
So yes, that. Anyways, but movie hero.
They
Pez.
did find the director of Jojo Rabbit Kaiser, but they did.
I did. Yeah.
That was my instant replay.
Thor
Of Zip.
works best as a clown, but that's fine.
He literally came out of his chair. He hunched his shoulder.
But he did find the director.
Oh, is that your impression of me?
Yes,
Jesus
But he
Christ.
did.
you got so mad at me. You saved your energy. As I watched it boil like pasta boiling, and then you jumped out at me
Wow,
and attacked
man.
me.
That's wild that you remember it that vividly because I already forgot about that interaction. I moved on.
You came after me pretty hardcore about Thor. You're a Thor apologist.
I can live with that.
You can.
Yeah, you
and
gotta
I
love
should,
a movie
and I
where
should
the-
live with knowing that Tika Waititi, saved that man's career a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, he saved the God of Thunder by making him go down.
The guy
with
who's
a
going to
taser.
play Hulk Hogan, he saved his career just a little bit.
Yep.
Anyways, movie hero Pez on Twitter, live from movie hero.
Zip's like, I don't want to talk to you again for 6 months.
No, let the man do his promos,
Sorry,
Kaiser.
Zip.
Let the man
Sorry, Zip.
That's all good.
promote shit.
Did I talk to you?
You'll find me all over with Jordan. I co-host a lot of his stuff. We co-host a SNL show called Live from Movie Hero. We talk about old school SNL. So yeah, you can find us over there. And you'll just see me on here trying to control the chaos with him like we did tonight. I'm surprised we got through as many as we fucking did tonight. So I'm happy about that. I thought we wouldn't get 10 in. I thought we wouldn't even get a top 10. We'd be scrambling to put stuff from the C tier up there.
The Treaty of Versailles was signed faster than this shit tonight, but you know what? We did it.
Did it.
4 hours later, but for me,
man.
you can find me all over Movie Hero. So yeah, we have an old school SNL show, and then we have a show called Blind Spots where we just talk about movies that I've never seen before. Like I just watched Taxi Driver for the very first time, so we're gonna do a review after me seeing it for the very first time. So we got some classic movies to talk about. I just watched Alien for the first time in preparation for this, so we'll be talking those. And then I also run the Schmodown
You're
Friends.
just a baby. You're just a baby. You're seeing all these movies. How old are you? What are you? 22, 23? How old are you?
He's my
No, I'm
age. He's
35.
You're 35. Well,
Yeah.
they have good water. They have good water wherever you grew up. Ain't that fluoride shit? You got nice skin.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
It's because I'm clean shaven. Like I try and grow out a beard, and it doesn't look right. I'll look like a different nationality.
Well, you don't need to hide that nice face.
Right.
You're a good-looking boy. Nice young-looking boy.
Right.
Go get your shot and go hit on some girls at the roller skating rink. Do something.
Oh, for sure. But we're going to throw this poll into the Schmodown Friends and Family group, our top 10 and our 3 honorable mentions, so you can go vote over there. So that's pretty much all I got. So this has been a fun time, though. Guys, thanks for coming on. We'll have to definitely do something again for sure.
Thor sucks.
But Kaiser!
That's what you think I sound like.
You did a very Chris Kattan version of yourself.
Yep. But yes, we're gonna sign off. But for Austin, for Strange Wang, for Kaiser, for Zipper, I've been Jordan Anderson, and we will see you next week.